Dreaming of a 6-night getaway to paradise? Escape to the islands of Tahiti and Moorea with Air Tahiti Nui, the world's most immersive travel experience. This all-inclusive vacation package is designed to take you to a tropical haven, starting with non-stop flights from Los Angeles or Seattle to Tahiti. From the vibrant cabins to the warmth of our Polynesian crew, you will be transported to Tahiti from the moment you step on board. Your package includes luxurious hotel stays, ensuring that your experience is as comfortable as it is enchanting. Start each day with a delicious Polynesian breakfast, enjoy exciting excursions that showcase the beauty and culture of the islands, and take advantage of convenient transfers that make your trip seamless from start to finish. All of this begins at just $26.95 per person. Whether you're looking to explore crystal clear waters, unwind on pristine beaches, or immerse yourself in rich Polynesian culture, Tahiti and Moorea offer endless possibilities for both adventure and relaxation. Call 1-877-468-2448 now to book your Tahiti and Moorea escape.
Lovers wants to know, ever forget Valentine's Day in the past? Need to make up for it? Do it and them right this time with the perfect pleasure present from Lovers stores. Whether you're looking for spicy toys, alluring lingerie, or exciting accessories, Lovers has it all. Save 20% when you mention unforgettable at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until February 28th. Some exclusions apply.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Slow drain being a pain? Call Pinky. That pipe's being a little leaky? Call Pinky. When the toilet won't flush and you're in a rush? Call Pinky. When your shower lost all its spray power? Call Pinky. When your sink's on the blink? Call Pinky. Pinky's Plumbing promises to lick all your plumbing problems quick. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, over in England, a grandfather, he was on a snowy walk with his grandchildren when they stumbled upon an impressive 7-foot-tall snowman. However, he was disgusted because the snowman was adorned with, quote, very realistic-looking genitalia that confirmed that it was indeed a snowman. Now, he's not sure who created it, but he knows it was someone in the neighborhood. And we stay in England where a 70-year-old woman, she was devastated after someone used detergent to poison 28 of her prize fish in her outdoor fish pond. Now, the fish were worth over $30,000, and while she can't prove it, she believes her neighbor is responsible. Meanwhile, here in the United States, we don't have to suspect our neighbors of anything because we make it abundantly clear. We go to Sunbury, Pennsylvania, where a man went into his neighbor's property and masturbated in full view of her security cameras. Now, to be fair, when he was confronted, he did offer up the most American of apologies, saying, quote, my bad. He was charged with a misdemeanor. And a man was arrested in Florida after a year-long dispute with his neighbor. He was, he almost went over the line when he got naked and screamed at them. He kind of went over the line when he put frozen meat on the roof, but he officially went over the line when he started a fire during a hurricane in the hopes of lighting their property on fire. Jesus. Good times, good times. But all these stories, they bring us to today's question, which is rather simple. Family member, roommate, or neighbor, what did they do for you to wish that they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor?
To be a part of the Big Show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
And by the way, today's question of the day, guess what? Brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9. KISW.
Oh, but y'all, away we go. Welcome to Season 19, Episode number 4240. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat on this positive Friday.
Positive Friday.
Ted, I know you're excited to reset the score there on Ted versus the FCC and start a brand new year over. Yeah.
Hey, Seahawks aren't in the playoffs, so let's start a new year.
Yeah, why not? Ted versus the FCC is back.
Look on
Steve
your
and
face says, I am stoked.
We had a
It's hard. So that first game of the year is tough.
It is,
Honestly, we haven't been practicing. It's been bad.
Well, see, Steve and I were up late last night, man. We started the new year out with a bang, and we came up with a bunch of tongue twisters for you.
Do you
for this
remember
year.
what you texted me at 3 a.m.? It was, dude, I'm not going to bring it up on the air, but it was bad.
It wouldn't have been as bad if he didn't admit that he wasn't wearing pants.
It was 2 words. That was it. You up? That was all I texted. That's it.
Right.
You up?
I thought it was 3.
You upstairs? Yeah. Below, behold, we got a listener submitted Ted versus the FCC.
Yeah. What should we have known?
And as you know, the listener always comes first. So we're going to go with a listener submitted Ted versus the FCC. Mike, I know you're always curious about the what the FCC is about.
Yes.
This week it is about Fat Chuck Buck.
Okay.
Oh, Fat Chuck Buck? I remember
That's
him.
not all of it, but it's a portion of it. Yes, it's about
Well, it's just who it's about. Yeah,
Fat
the story.
Chuck Fut TT Buck.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. That's this week's Ted versus the FCC. I am putting my money on this being a 3-time attempt.
All right.
Because as I tried to read it to myself, which I think I messed up
even
twice,
in your own head.
I could not get it out of my mouth correctly.
And that's when you know it's bad. It's one thing when you're saying it out of your mouth. It's another thing where even in your head,
in my brain,
silently, you can't do it.
And then when you say it out loud, it still does not sound right.
Right. Even if you say it right, it sounds terrible.
It does. So Ted versus the FCC is coming up at 4:35. And today on the question, we're going to talk about people that you have to be around one way or another. Are they family members, roommates, maybe your neighbor? What did someone do to make you wish that they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor? 206-803-ROCK. We start with this story over in jolly old England. A snowman with a rather cheeky ice feature has caused quite a stir in the village, leaving some of the locals absolutely disgusted by the display that their neighbor put up.
Come on, man.
Yes. The rude creation appeared on actually a rugby pitch in the town of Cheshire, suddenly overnight. Basically, they rolled a snowman. Locals noticed that the snowman had very bold snowballs attached close to its groin area.
Mm-hmm.
But the snowman, which is 7 feet tall, by the way,
It's like Shaquille O'Neal.
sparked a mixed reaction from locals. One resident who asked not to be named said he was on a walk with his grandchildren when he spotted the, quote, impressive snowman. But as he got closer, he realized he could see very realistic-looking genitalia.
Well, yeah.
He said, I was walking on the pitch when I saw the snowman from a distance because it's rather large. I thought I'd take a closer look, as it looked impressive. As I got closer to admire it, I saw that they had given it a very realistic-looking genitalia area. That's when I thought I ought to take some photos and report it to save anyone else from getting the same shock that I did.
Yeah, that's why he took pictures.
Absolutely disgusted with us, he took the grandchildren on a snowy walk and didn't want them to have to see something like this. Other residents saw a more funny side. One commenter told the offended resident, "You should have just gone over and pulled it off." Another said, "This is brilliant. Congratulations to whoever made this regular-looking snowman and celebrity. Does he have an OnlyFans?" And another person mocked the appearance of more than one tackle on the rugby pitch that morning, adding, "Is that Grappen Hall rugby field? I was running along the canal and could see the tackle from a good distance away. Great effort. Made me chuckle. Snowman with their bits hanging out," the other said, "is not really what we want to be known for, but that's what we're getting in the news."
Oh, come on. I know it doesn't snow a lot in England. I do get that. But, like, man, I don't know. Since maybe 5 years old, 50% of the snowmen that I have seen have a penis and testicles. But it's just one of those things. And typically, it's not that they took 2 carrots to make it happen. It's just the idea that that's what people do. Like I said, if you hand a man a Sharpie and say, draw something, he's going to draw a penis. When people make snowmen, they put a penis on it. It's really not a big deal. And as far as I knew, maybe not in England.
Yeah.
That's kind of standard fare unless you're making it with your kids. But if I see adults making a snowman, I just anticipate that it's going to have genitalia, whether it's boobs or the downstairs, right? I mean, it's just kind of, maybe it's a U.S. thing. I don't know, but like that would be the
I don't think I've ever
least
seen a
offensive
snow
thing.
woman with boobs, though.
I've seen a snow woman with boobs, and they use acorns for the nipples, and you just chuckle. You're not disgusted. You're not upset. You're just like, somebody took
Thank you
the
for the
extra
visual.
time. I wanted to do the visual because that is exactly what they did. And it's like, it's no big deal, but I've seen more snow penises on snowmen than I care to remember, but I've never been offended. I just go, yeah, all right.
Yep.
Either teenagers made it or some dudes made it and their kids weren't there. The last time I made a snowman, no penis, my kids were like 5 and 6 years old. I promise you, at 14 and 12 years old now, if we get a big enough snow to do a snowman, it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like, guys, we're going to have this one thing.
Yeah, I've never made a snowman with junk. But I definitely, years ago...
How do we know it's a snowman?
I made a snow dragon one time.
Yeah, me and my buddy were just walking around town drawing penises in the snow on cars.
Right, exactly.
I still draw penises on cars.
Right, it's just kind of the go-to. If I
know the person, yes. If I know the person, I do it to one person almost weekly.
Yeah.
That I know very well, and their car's always dirty. One time I did draw a flower on the window, but I put a big racing penis all the way across both doors on one side.
I mean, listen, drawing penises is so prevalent that even with the invention of Google Earth, right? Some people, and I feel like this happens more in England than anywhere else, but as Google Earth goes over top and it takes the bird's eye view of things, like if it's a big-ass warehouse or something with a lot of acreage, so to speak, someone will draw a massive penis across the top just for the purposes of Google Earth, because no one on the ground even knows it's there. So it's one of those pranks where it's like, I'm going to do this, eventually Google Earth takes a picture of this, and then when you Google Earth something, there it is, just for that reason. Like the penis is to go to. I went to Pompeii, all right? This historic place, gets buried in the volcano in 79 AD, I believe it was. So we're talking, almost 2,000 years ago. And one of the things when you get to Pompeii, amid all the destruction, a lot of the city itself is still preserved. And our guide says, hey, look down at the makeshift sidewalks that they had. There are penises engraved in the stone everywhere. And they were there to point the way to brothels. That is true. But it's just... There's penises everywhere. And I'm like, man, for 2,000 years at least, I can guarantee you that if we have the opportunity to draw a crude penis, it's going to happen.
Right.
Driving into work today, when you go down 5, right, there's some good street art, but there's plenty of graffiti. 50% of it, there's a penis somewhere.
Yeah.
I see one all the time. It's graffiti. And it says, be gay, commit crime. And I was like, I don't think that's what gay people are promoting.
Not so much.
No.
I'm gay and I'm a criminal.
Yeah, right. I'm like, I don't know why. It annoys me every day. I'm like, why would you write that? Why?
Well, I mean, gay people could be criminals, too. Maybe he's saying I'm doing both.
I guess.
Yeah.
You almost want to find a person like, what's the meaning?
Yeah, right? If you just want to say commit crime. But, like, why involve a whole section of America?
Right.
Be gay, commit crime.
I agree with you. I had a neighbor, Tim.
It's weird, dude.
Let's come in there. Snowy day. When I was in college, 6-foot-tall penis sculpture was erected. Ladies in charge of the building, they got all the details down perfectly, including the veinage. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Somehow, and I don't know what it is about the human race, but when you have the opportunity to recreate a penis in a place that it normally wouldn't be, the Washington Monument, all the obelisks over in Egypt. It's like, look, man, the Space Needle, the building, the civic, and there's a truth to that building. Is that the civil building, civic building, whatever it is, municipal building? All right, it's the big brown building in downtown Seattle. It's kind of the green roof on top. And when we first moved here, I was like, man, look, I'm not trying to be funny. It looks like a penis. And skyscrapers by their nature kind of do, but I'm like, this one looks like it was sculpted to look like a penis. So as the story is, whatever the architect was that got the deal to do the design for the municipal building, whatever, the contracts come in. At some point, they find out he's gay. There's some kind of backlash, I don't think from the public, but somewhere in the city council, whatever it was, so the guy says, fine. And in the end, he designed a building to look like a giant penis. It was like a 900-foot-tall penis.
Yeah.
And it's just sitting here on the skyline.
There's a building in
Fremont. No one
Fremont.
objects to it. There's you put a penis on a snowman, that's the end of the world.
There's a pretty prominent building in Fremont, and I know the architect was having some kind of issue with the city. I'm not exactly sure. I think it was some of the art that he wanted to put on the building, and for whatever reason, that was all rejected. But in the alley, as you walk down this alley, up on the walls, probably every 8 feet, there is there is a picture, a mural, in concrete of multiple penises.
By the way, someone here says, it's a text, I finally found those penises in Fremont that Miles mentioned.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
all right. Okay, so you did find it. All right, so that guy had some issue. I know I don't know the exact history behind it.
Right.
And some of those were covered in ivy for a while, but someone went up there and cleared all the ivy out of the way so you can still look at the penises. Some have multiple penises, some dude just with his penis hanging out. Like
right.
Every 8 feet, you see all these penises. And that was just his middle finger to whatever the issue
Whatever he was mad about.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So our point being, if there's a penis on a snowman, it will melt away. Don't worry about it. We got a building in downtown Seattle that is literally supposed to look like a giant penis.
Look, I don't know if you're on Reddit or not, but there is an entire thread that you can follow called Mildly Penis.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So here's a good example.
You follow it?
Mildly Penis? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's great. It's absolutely.
I think Ted may be.
It is just
facetious.
Really? Like, look at this potato.
Right, look at that.
Mildly penis, right? Just your average.
It's just things in nature that end up.
Potato looks familiar to me.
Jar of olives. Like it's mildly penis, the whole thing. But it will give you an unnecessary chuckle a lot of the times. Guys frying bacon. Unnecessary penis. That's pretty necessary on that one. But yeah, either way, how saxophones are made.
Right.
Mildly penis.
There was a woman who used to work in the building, and she has a lot of tattoos, and she got a tattoo of a mushroom, right? And it was on her arm, and because she told me, like, hey, this weekend I'm seeing my guy get a tattoo. I'm getting like a colorful mushroom. I'm like, cool. So when I see her the next Monday, she's like, I don't want to show it to you. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? I thought she's like, look, it's not that the art's bad. It looked like a penis. I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, right. No one would think this is a mushroom. I wanted a mushroom. I have another friend who got a tattoo. They work in the service industry. And one of the things about the service industry is that pineapples, particularly if you work like, not the other meaning for pineapples, but in the service industry, the pineapple says, hey, man, I work in the service industry. And she'd been doing it basically her whole life. So she got the pineapple tattooed on her upper inner thigh. And I'm like, well, that's cool. The problem was, she said, when I put on like denim shorts, you just kind of see the bottom of it, so you don't see the sprouts.
Oh, so it looks like she's just hanging out.
It looks like she's hanging out. And she's like, Jesus Christ, this is not what I was going for.
Yeah. I knew she was.
Jesus.
Tell the way she talks.
Our question today on this So Positive Friday: family member, roommate, or neighbor, what did someone do to make you wish that they were not your family member, your roommate, or your neighbor? 206-803-ROCK.
Wow.
What's up?
I just bought and financed a car through Carvana in minutes.
You? The person who agonized 4 weeks over whether to paint your walls eggshell or off-white bought and financed a car in minutes?
They made it easy. Transparent terms, customizable down and monthly. Didn't even have to do any paperwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you checked out that spreadsheet I sent you for our dinner options?
Finance your car with Carvana and experience total control. Financing subject to credit approval.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
It is Friday, and coming up, we'll drink and toast in the weekend with a shot of the day. And it's Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Sam, and on Sit and Spit on Tuesday, we did the top movie soundtracks of all times, courtesy of Rolling Stone magazine. One of these showed up on the list out of the top 20. We randomly picked 10 of those, but we decided to go with a doubleheader of the one and only John Travolta featuring Frankie Valli and the, what are they?
Ooh, Four Seasons?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
With
Frankie Valli
and the Four Seasons, yeah.
Jesus, what version is this?
This is not Frankie Valli's version.
This is like the updated disco version.
Hey, all right, sorry.
I mean, it's fine, dude. It's basically the same song.
Frankie Valli just wouldn't have the technology to put that drum beat behind it.
Exactly.
I'm not mad at I'm just saying.
This is the one you played in the club.
Yeah. I mean, Mike, I like it.
Oh, I'm digging it, brother. I ain't going to lie to you.
I need another water over here.
Oh, they do sample him a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
My glow stick's running low.
You got a towel for my head? Some version of Frankie Valli and Grease will be taking on the Bee Gees on a Bad Choice Friday.
Oh, then we get Play-Doh Bee Gees. Yeah, that's the real version here.
All right, I got a question for you. What are they saying before they say staying alive?
Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive. And then I don't know the next one.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly,
You're a brother.
the song's been out since 1977. I have no idea. All right.
People singing and drinking and everybody shaking? Is that what it is?
Something I heard shaking.
I will say, my buddy Matt, MCTP on the podcast, he just got a record player.
All right.
And I told him, I said, get the Bee Gees.
And did he?
Well, he's more of like a rock metal guy.
I understand.
He'll still
that.
like it.
Get
But
the Bee Gees.
that's what I told him. I said, man, my buddy's got that. I think Mike has it too. I don't know how to explain it. You put it on, you're like, damn, I love the Bee Gees.
Frankie Valli and Grease taking on the Bee Gees and staying alive. Vote now if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. One of those two tunes coming up right after we drink and toast.
Are we sticking with EDM Frankie Valli?
Oh, I was kind of digging that. I've never heard that version.
EDM Frankie Valli. I wonder if he's ever, had a rolled for a night.
Is he still alive?
He's still alive.
Oh, no S.
I swear to God, Ted, you can look up a video where they kind of just push him out and he's just standing there.
Oh, Jesus.
All the music is playing. All the Frankie Valli parts are playing. He's not opening his mouth. There we go. It is one of the most disturbing money grabs you'll ever witness.
Oh, my God.
So they literally just push him on stage and play the track.
He might even have a stand that's holding him up. I'm not sure.
No, he's still walking around.
Is he?
Like, he barely gets the microphone up to his mouth. Like it's barely up to his chest.
I'm not sure he knows where he is.
I don't think he does either.
Why are all
It's
these
sad.
people staring
You
at
watch
me?
it, it's
Yeah.
sad.
This close to Jeff Lynne's final tour with ELO. I mean, you just stand him up there and let him go.
Just look at the crowd, man.
Just act like you're singing. Vote now if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live.
What? The look on his face, he's about to be like, hey, Jack.
Yep. Our question, family member, roommate, or neighbor, what did someone do to you to make you wish they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I had a buddy more crashing with me, not a roommate, but he had a piercing down below, and he was very well endowed. But one day I was playing Call of Duty in my living room, and he came out with all of my shower curtain rings hanging off of that piercing. And I turned my head because I felt someone behind me, and he had his hands on his hips, and he goes, "It's going to be a good day."
It's going to be a good day. Does that mean he actually showered?
Probably not, looking at him.
I'm like, man, can you at least shower before you take my shower curtain rings to prove how well endowed you are?
One of the worst things about getting a new shower curtain is the fact that you have to take the rings off the old curtain and put the rings on the new one.
Why is it so annoying?
I don't know, but it really does bother me.
It ranks up to folding laundry. Like, for whatever, it's not a big deal. It will not really take that long, but just the idea of doing it is irritating.
I just changed mine like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I took off the actual shower curtain, not just the liner.
Yeah.
And then I remembered the liner, like there's two hooks. Mm-hmm. So I'm just taking the curtain off for no damn reason.
Yeah, dude, you don't need to do it. Hey, Ryan, how much longer did that guy live with you after the shower ring curtain experience?
I don't know. It was about 15 years ago, probably a couple of months. But my response was like, damn it, dude, can you just put those back?
Yeah, seriously. And by the way, what to you says crashing with you? Because if you lived with you for a few months, at that point you have become my roommate. I'm not happy about it. But anything more than 10 days, if you're not visiting from out of town, it's like you are now a roommate. You need to pay. You're not crashing anymore. Crashing, to me, you get a week tops.
Yeah, I don't know, just kind of come over, to hang out and
then leave
for a while. Like, we were good friends, but.
All right. So are you still in contact with this guy?
No.
You are not. And was there a final to do, or you just grew apart?
No, just grew apart.
All right.
That's fair enough. Tell you what, over
Sounds
this...
like he kept growing.
This Christmas break, I got kids. Therefore, my parents have grandkids. They've moved away. They want to see the grandkids. It's like, hey, you guys want to come up and visit us, man? Please do. It's Christmas. Kids would love to see you. So my mom's like, yeah. We will do that. I'm at work. I got a text from my wife that says, hey, your mom sent the dates that they're going to visit you. It seems awfully long. And I look at the date, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So I just want to put it out there, and maybe this is just me, as a general rule, if I invite you, especially from out of town, to come stay with me, I'm inviting you to stay with me. I'm really just assuming it's going to be 1 week.
Yeah.
Right, at most. I just figured to be 1 week. I didn't think I needed to say that. Then I discovered I need to say that. It was 2 weeks. That is much different than 1 week.
Yep. Like my brother, right? They've been in the same house for a long time.
Sure.
But there's like an office that has like a little, I don't know what you call it, a day bed or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're always like, hey, you'd stay in there. My brother just kind of has a rule, like, yeah, you can stay. He's like, you stay as long as you want, but after like day or 2 or 3, like, you're on your own.
That's fair.
Right? Yeah. Like, we're not entertaining you.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Because at that point, I probably rented a car or I'm using one of their cars.
Sure.
Like, I'm just using it as a crash pad.
Right. I mean, I think I'd rather live in a tent than be in a situation where I have a roommate again. Yeah. And I always picked friends that were good people. Most of them were not up to no good. A few of them were up to no good all the time.
I mean, there's up to no good, but also, I mean, look, for the last couple of years of my life, I probably could have used a roommate for financial reasons.
Sure.
I still chose not to, and most of my roommates were pretty decent, but I was still, when I got to the point where I could figure out a way to make it work, like, well, I don't need to pay my cell phone bill. I can get back to it. Like, you know what, man, I'm doing it alone.
I'm talking about partners. I'm talking about wives. I'm talking about everything. Like every single roommate. I'm not just saying like some dude.
Right.
The girl that I'm with or whatever.
Sure.
It's for whatever reason. I have a difficult time with it.
Really?
My roommate Chad, one of the greatest guys in the world. I'm telling you, he would wake up in the morning. He would take a shower early in the morning. He would use most of the hot water up. Mm-hmm. He would drop a deuce before he got into the shower. He did not flush the toilet. So when you would walk in there, you would see everything that he left behind.
Right.
Because he did not want to ruin the hot water as he would run the shower as he was taking a crap and then just step right in. I'm not even sure he used toilet paper, that kind of thing, right?
Right.
Then Chad would sit on the couch. This could be 8 a.m. He'd tap his feet incessantly. He was one of those guys who always like, no matter where you were, bar stool. You know the guy that kind of beats on the bar when he talks, and you're the one over there watching your drink move around because he's always doing one of these things and all that stuff, and you're like, dude, leave the bar. That was like, beating around Chad. It was this all the time. Like his foot was just constantly tapping. And he would watch the Andy Griffith Show, and then he would watch The Price is Right. And I'd say, Chad, you want to walk down? Because we had class at the same time. He'd go, no, man, you go, you take the notes.
Right.
And he would sit there. And then
you take the notes.
Then I would go
How big of him?
Then when I go to practice, that was like 2 or 3 hours easily, or 4 hours. I would come home. Chad had not moved. He's still sitting there. He's still watching General Hospital now. He's tapping his feet. I go into the bathroom. I realize he hasn't left that couch because that crap. Now that I came back, because that's the first time I used the bathroom in the house, came back in. It's still sitting in there. I'm like, dude, you left this turd in the toilet the entire day. Now, there's more. He also is the guy that gave me crabs. Because he had crabs.
That would be my issue.
And because my towel was hung up instead of in the floor, still in a wet ball, he used my towel. So then when I took a shower and used my towel, I'm like, Chad, did you use my towel? I even remember calling him out on this. Yeah, mine was on the floor and it was wet. Well,
yours.
Hang your towel up, man. That's not on me. Like, I don't want to dry off with a wet ass towel from you. And then
neither did he.
And then
right, exactly.
Mike, I'm not kidding you, within 24 hours I had the first, only, and hopefully last case of crabs that I will ever have in my life, which started that entire process of every single thing in that apartment needing to be washed, which is a pain in the ass when you're dirt broke. you do not have transportation to get this stuff. You're you're doing basket load at a time and taking it to a laundromat that's 5 or 6 blocks away. You've got 4 or 5 of these filled. You need to go to the grocery store or the drugstore to get the rid you need to put in the detergent, to put in the washing machine, which isn't cheap. You can't just buy 1 bottle of it. You got to buy 5 because that's how many comforters, towels, throw pillows, or blankets. I mean, all these different things needed to be washed. Every single item. Our entire apartment was infested with these things. So things like that were like, I know he did not mean to do that.
But he still did it.
But it still is a result of, what I probably would have gotten them anyway if he did not use my town.
But at least you would have earned them. When you earn them,
I did not earn them. They were all over the apartment.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have given them to me one way or another, but I was still just like, dude.
Well, think about, though, the roommate, because you talk about family, right? Believe it or not, of all the people in my house that don't do things that drive me crazy, it's my wife. Which I can't even believe, other than asking me at 9 a.m. every morning what I want for dinner. And my answer always, time to think about it, maybe? I don't know.
What'd you pick today?
I didn't, because it was 9 a.m. And I'm like, babe, I don't know. And it's always, what do we have in the fridge or freezer or pantry? Like all the groceries that have been purchased. Let's just eat one of those things. And if you want to eat one of the things in the freezer, let's just pull it out now. It can thaw. But I know what I'm eating. I'm eating leftover lasagna tonight from last night because I like lasagna and there's still some left. So for me,
there you go.
Dinner is already settled. The rest of you guys figure it out yourself. But as far as annoying things, my daughter's gotten better on this. I don't know if anything in her diet has changed, but suddenly the toilet can now take her turds down.
Oh, really?
3 or 4 days a week, honest to God, for years on end. It was just, she walks out of the bathroom, the toilet's backed up. And it gets old when it's that frequent, to the point that years ago we had someone call the show and they talked about a poop knife. And we thought it was hilarious, hysterical. Who needs a poop knife? Well, it turns out I did. So we bought plastic knives. And we had to use poop knives. And I mean, seriously, you just get over it. The only other really annoying thing she does is anytime she talks to me when I'm watching TV, it's like, babe, why are you standing directly in front of the TV? I can listen to you, but I'd like to watch this football game or whatever. I'm like, move out of the way. And she will. And then this morning, my son took a shower, and then she took a shower. When I got in the shower, I had a lovely ice-cold shower covered in soap. And that sucked. She thought it was hilarious. I was trying to complain, and she was laughing about it. And I'm like, you are misunderstanding the message I'm trying to convey. There's that. And then as far as my son, you're talking about your buddy who taps his foot?
Yes.
He does not tap his foot. But, everyone has like a security thing. Maybe your kid has a stuffed animal. For him, it's this half-deflated volleyball in the house. And we have all tile upstairs. He can't not bounce it. So when he's talking to you about anything, he's bouncing his balls. So it's just don't go. And then he'll go into the office to do stuff, to be on the computer. He's watching YouTube or whatever, and now it's at his feet, and he kind of kicks it at the desk, back to his feet. So you just hear. But what's crazy about it is, when we were off, there was one day I got the house to myself for a few hours, and it was dead silent. I didn't like it, man. I did not like it. I'm so used to all of the distractions and all the noise. You realize that's become your comfort from these little crumb snatchers. But the one thing he does, you see this Snapple iced tea bottle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, I snatched it out of his stash to bring to work. He drinks one every day. And this morning, when I walk into the office, it's the same thing I find every morning in the office and every morning in his bedroom. And it makes me think about the movie Signs. In spite of it being empty, and me saying, hey, just put it in recycling. Eventually it gets there. But they're always left around. I know exactly what that kid has been based on the empty iced tea bottles. And I look at my wife and I go, do you remember the movie Signs? Mel Gibson's daughter, for whatever reason, she wouldn't drink the water, but kept leaving the glasses of water around the house. And like any father, it drove him absolutely bad. That's crazy. But as the movie shows up, aliens are invading Earth. For whatever reason, aliens that can't touch water decided to invade a planet that's 85% water, whatever. But anyway, those glasses of water came in handy for him to save his family. So I am telling myself now, there's going to be an alien invasion. And for whatever reason, empty Snapple iced peach tea bottles, that's going to be their undoing. And my family will be safe because there's no other explanation for his inability to put them in the frickin' recycling.
I live alone. I'm guilty of it.
But you live alone.
Like tomorrow morning, like Saturdays usually like clean up the house. But like I will have to go in my bedroom because there will be 5 cans of empty seltzer waters.
Yeah.
The same thing. Like one of the last things I was doing, like, you know what, I have one more can of seltzer.
Right.
And they're like, I'll finish it off. And I sit on the edge of my bed. God, this is so weird. And I like chug it, I burp, and then I just put it down. And then I don't know. I saw it there this morning. Not going to mess with it.
But again, if you live alone, I go fine. But it's one of those things where I estimate to myself, all right, at some point you're going to move out of the house, you're going to live with a roommate. I already know what you're going to do that's going to drive your roommate crazy. Mm-hmm. My daughter's going to be in the toilet. My son's going to be leaving these goddamn bottles around. And even if it's a can of Sprite, right? The can of Sprite is out for whatever. You just can't make it. You'll walk into the kitchen a million times. He will throw anything in recycling other than his bottles.
The one time that my mother got mad at my dad's mom, my grandmother, was the fact one night I used to spend the night at her house all the time between the ages of 4 and 5, 6 years old, somewhere in there. But she was a raging alcoholic, and she always drank vodka.
Your grandmother?
Yes, that's all she drank. She probably drank a bottle of vodka a day.
Damn.
Vodka and orange juice was her go-to, without question. So, apparently, one morning, when my mom came to pick me up, it was about 10 o'clock in the morning, and something was off with me. I wasn't right. And, she was like, you just weren't acting like yourself.
You were being nice?
You were nodding off. You were slurring your words and all these things. I don't remember this.
Yeah.
Right? But my grandmother, because she constantly had glasses of vodka and orange juice laying around, and she'd forget in the morning in the kitchen that she'd already poured one or whatever.
Yeah.
She put her vodka and orange juice, I guess, and gave it one of hers and gave it to me.
Oh, to say it's orange juice.
Right. And I wanted more orange juice. There was another one. So I was just chugging orange juice. So I had 2 vodka orange juices that morning for breakfast along with my cereal and toast. When I got into the car, my mom started driving, and she said something was off. What is wrong with you? And when I threw up all
guys like me.
When I threw up all over the car,
leave me alone, Mom.
She could smell the vodka.
Well, yeah.
And she turned the car around to go back and address my grandmother about this, and she was too hammered to care. She was like, I didn't do that. I would never give him my vodka OJs.
I don't think you did it on purpose.
No, exactly. But apparently I went home and slept for half the day, woke up with a headache, everything that what you would expect from a drunk 4-year-old, Family member, roommate, or neighbor. What did someone do to make you wish they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor? 206-803.
My mom's mom, Mimi, she and her sister lived together. And, this is just old school, but they chain smoked.
Yeah.
In the house, whatever.
Sure.
Playing Steal the Pack, checkers. So I don't know how old I was, but you know how kids will just eat stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I just remember once I put one in my mouth, and she came out and was super mad. It was just like, what is this? Maybe because they were always smoking, I thought it was
it goes in your mouth, yeah.
But yeah, I remember just trying to eat a cigarette.
Huh. I can tell you remember because the look on your face.
Yeah, I honestly, it's one of my oldest memories. I couldn't have been more than 3 or 4, but it was just awful, but just I could still taste the tobacco and seeing Mimi really mad that I had eaten a cigarette. It was very confusing.
Damn Mimi.
Yeah, well, you keep putting them in your mouth.
Yeah, why not? Hello, Johnny. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitchola.
Hola.
Real quick, just a little shout out to all the Gaelic League players that I group texted to have them chime in to listen to this. Up the Rangers, baby.
Okay.
But so I had a neighbor a while back. I named him Stinky. He was a guy kind of down on his luck, and the guy who owned the house let him live there, even though he was unhoused, let's say. But he would come out just about every day, just drunk out of his mind. And one day he fell asleep with the back door open, and his quote unquote service dog wandered out the back door. And this is after he's been yelling at me for a while during the day, but he comes storming on my property looking for his dog, screaming at me, "Hey, I know you got my dog in your house." He ended up calling the cops, creating a police report, saying that I'm from Detroit and that I have a gun and I'm going to shoot him.
Wait, they're saying that you are from Detroit, have a gun, and going to shoot.
Are you from Detroit?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, at least you got the facts right.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Yeah, and because of that, I'm dangerous. Even though I don't have a gun, he said that I was gonna murder him. And eventually, I got a couple videos. I show all my friends about this. It's just he's walking down the back alleyway. It's asphalt with just rocks everywhere. He's barefooted, stumbling around, screaming, flipping me the bird and everything like that. I got a couple pictures of him too. He kind of got like a beer belly, and he's lifting up his shirt, just flashing me, just saying, "I'm going to throw you in jail." You know.
What happened to his dog? For real?
Well, so a couple months after that, we ended up having he filed a restraining order on me. We went through the first round of that, and the judge pushed it off. But I think he ended up putting himself down, and the dog went somewhere else before we got to the second round of the restraining order conflict. You know
what do you mean he put himself down?
I think he drank himself to a point where he's no longer with us.
I see.
Oh, Jesus.
And was he at that house when that happened?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Damn. Wow. So, did the judge understand the ridiculousness of the situation, the police and everyone else when you were dealing with this?
Oh, just having him on a Zoom call, it was, like the quintessential, when you get like a grandpa on like a Zoom call and it's, the phone's like way down by their belly button and they're like, He was drunk. He was drunk on the call. He made no sense,
Okay, well, makes it easier for you.
Well, he's not your neighbor anymore, I guess, or anyone else's.
Damn.
Family member, roommate, or neighbor, what did someone do to make you wish they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor? 206-803-ROCK.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's Atlassian.com/CONFLUENCE.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Marketers, are you ready to make an impact with audio advertising? People are hungry for authentic connections in a world buzzing all around us. How do you cut through the noise and truly reach your audience? Visit stateofaudio.com to see Odyssey State of Audio, the Trends Report. Uncover the secrets to high-impact creative. Learn how AI is revolutionizing the industry and get ahead of the curve on measurement and audience trends. Don't just stay in the game, win it. Visit stateofaudio.com and download your free copy.
Escape to paradise with a relaxing 6-night stay in the iconic islands of Tahiti and Moorea. Enjoy an all-inclusive nonstop flight to Tahiti from Seattle or Los Angeles on Air Tahiti Nui, the world's most immersive travel experience. From the vibrant cabins to the warm and welcoming crew, you will be transported to Tahiti from the moment you step on board. This dream getaway also includes beautiful accommodations, excursions, daily breakfast, all transfers, and more, starting at just $26.95 per person. Call 1-877-468-2448 to book yours today.
Lovers wants to know, ever forget Valentine's Day in the past? Need to make up for it? Do it and them right this time with the perfect pleasure present from Lovers stores. Whether you're looking for spicy toys, alluring lingerie, or exciting accessories, Lovers has it all. Save 20% when you mention unforgettable at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until February 28th. Some exclusions apply.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. When that pipe starts to trickle and you're in a real pickle, call Pinky. When that burst pipe starts to smell right, call Pinky. When your water heater's shot and it won't get hot, call Pinky. When you get home to a flood Call your best bud. Pinky's Plumbing to the rescue. No job is too big or too small. Pinky's does it all. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
When your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Download today.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Meanwhile, says she is devastated and is considering moving after accusing her neighbors of deliberately poisoning 28 of her pet fish, worth about $30,000.
Yeah.
Christine Whiteley found the pond housing her fish, including exotic species such as koi carp and golden rudd, covered in a thick white foam suspected to be detergent. Grandmother of four rushed to her garden at 7 o'clock in the morning on October 25th in a panic situation as she frantically scooped the fish out of the pond and started hosing them off with clean water. She hastily constructed a makeshift fish tank out of her sinks, bathtub, wherever she could keep water. It was all in vain. She tried to save the fish. Some were more than 2 feet long, but tragically, all but one goldfish, now renamed Lucky, died. The school of fish were buried in a mass grave on a family friend's farm.
Dug up by the neighbor's cat.
She said, I opened the gate and looked around the garden and thought, what in the heck is that? It was like a big white bag had blown onto my pond. Then I thought, no way. It was basically all the bubbles from the detergent. I walked down. It was all foam. That's the best way I can describe it. The sheer size of these fish, we just could not accommodate them to put them anywhere in the house. So I got out the hose, tried to flush them. Quite a few of them were still breathing, but their gills were very shallow. I knew I was going to lose them. She had some of those fish for 28 years.
Wow.
And tended her 18-foot-long pond every day. Many of the fish were presents gifted to her from family members or birthday gifts or Mother's Day. She said, I was devastated. They're basically like my daughters. You make it your garden, and it takes years. For one koi, that's about 2 or 3 inches long, some places charge about $150 for one koi that's 2 to 3 inches long. Some of hers were 1 to 2 feet long.
Think about that.
To give you an idea.
It's big koi.
I'm missing them terribly. They weren't fish in a pond. They were all the individuals. They were all my pets, and they were all my family. And I'm pretty sure the neighbor did it. Our question, family member, roommate, or neighbor, what did someone do to make you wish they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor? 206-803-ROCK.
You know, my parents, they're renting a place in New Mexico now, right? Did a long-term lease kind of thing. They're thinking about moving again in April or May. I had this conversation over Christmas. Anyway, the house that they moved into there had an empty koi pond. And so we went down to visit them a couple of years ago. I said, are you going to get fish? My mother's like, the last freaking thing on earth I want to do is get fish and have to deal with fish and a koi pond, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward about 2 months, she has 11. She has 11 other fish, but here's the effed up part. And now she's kind of attached to them, right? Because I said, well, if you guys move, what are you going to do with the fish? She's like, I really don't know. They're fairly self-sustained, as she explained, by plants and all that, so you're not feeding them every day. But I said, well, what did you name all these fish? This is kind of messed up to me. I don't think she did it on purpose, but she named them all after family members. That includes me, my wife, the kids, right? All these different things. And I said, right. But if I tell the kids that 2 of the fish are named after them and one of them dies, it's just, I don't think they're going to take it well. My mother's like, well, I didn't think about that. I said, okay, here's the deal. If one of them dies and has a namesake of a child, just don't tell them. I'm pretty sure I have died twice. Like my mother was
one of our listeners, didn't Bridget, did she not have goats that they named after members of the show?
Yeah, it was Miles and Thrill.
And who died?
I think it was Thrill. I think the black goat died. That's how she split it up.
Right, okay. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was me that died.
So if something is named after you, more than likely it's going to die.
That seems to be the thing, so don't name an animal after me. And I can't explain it. It's weird. Like someone will call and it's like, I know it's a goat. I understand it. It's not me. But I'm going to say, well, yeah, Thrill died. Like, well, part of me feels
like
weird.
Her friends somebody had a dog they named Ted. I'm pretty sure Ted's still around.
Yeah, you're pretty sure. Go ahead, brag.
I didn't get a goat.
Steve the fish has died twice. We're on Steve 3, as I understand it.
Do you think that the new friends that they meet in New Mexico, right? And yeah, she seems normal, but she has a pond, and she's named all the fish after her actual family members.
You're making the assumption that someone met my mother and said she seems normal. So I don't think at that point.
All right.
But that seems like a very grandma thing to do.
Dan, it absolutely is.
You
But
know?
I'm like, they're fish, man. They die. And I'm just saying, like, with the kids, because I've told them that, hey, 2 of the fish are named after you. Son doesn't care so much, but my daughter, that is, you might as well name a school after her. That's how important it is to her. But I'm like, when she dies, you can't tell her.
I had a cousin, he married a girl from Western Maryland. All right. Like way out in Western Maryland. And her parents had a farm. So they went up there at the day after the wedding, they were like, we'll host a brunch. So my other cousins, who are adults now, but Christina and Kelly were younger, right? They're like teenage girls.
Yeah.
So they met all these cows and everything. So the next summer, my uncle's hosting a cookout.
Oh, no.
That family's like, we're bringing the beef. Same thing, steaks, burgers, and everything. But at some point during the party, my 2 girl cousins found out that was the cow they had been hanging out with. They were just mortified. They couldn't eat it. My thing is like, this is the best burger I've ever had.
I would never. I had fish. I never named my fish.
You didn't name your fish?
No, unpopular opinion.
Fish 1, fish 2?
No.
Oh, my daughter's name, she has a little fish tank now. Got her an aquarium for her birthday. They are all still alive, which is amazing. By the way, she got the ugliest fish out there. I'm thinking she's going to get these good-looking kind of, anything other than what she picked. She started with 3 catfish. All right, they stay small. They're just gray. There's nothing wrong with them. They're actually decent fish, but they're just gray and ugly. Then she got 5 tetras, which are okay. They just kind of have like a little racing stripe on the side, but if the light doesn't hit them, they're just these brown, ugly things. And then she recently got a snail, which looks like a snail, and then 2 shrimp. One is red, one is blue.
Oh, really? See, that would be cool.
They look kind of cool, but the thing is, first of all, do you know fast shrimp can move?
Yes.
It is unfreaking believable. But anyway, but you never see them because they hide in the plants. So when I look in her tank, I'm like, you have the ugliest fish on earth, but she is named each
Unpopular
every
opinion.
one of them.
I just don't. I have a hard time with people who name stuff that's weird.
Yeah.
Like their car. Some people name their car. I don't get it. I understand you name a boat. A car is a completely different thing.
You know, my mother named her car, and it was a 1973 Pontiac Grand Am. It was ugly, it was big, and I will not say what the name of the car was,
Big Ugly.
but when I met my wife, she introduced herself, and I'm like, that is what my mother named her car.
Miles, what if the car has like a name like the boat?
Right.
Well, that's one thing, I guess.
I got the marshmallow downstairs.
Yeah, I mean...
Just tell them you hate him, Miles.
We call our car the Beast.
I'm not big.
That's the name of the car. It's the Beast.
That was my Camaro.
All the fish.
I feel like
we go
sports-
for different names. Yours is like a cool beast. Mine is you need to lose weight.
Sports cars, I feel like, get names, right? Like, what's the famous one?
Generally-
Eleanor from Gone.
Yeah,
in
Eleanor.
60. But I do, like, my buddy Weave had this giant car. We called it the boat. And one of our friends made like
But
a fake...
you guys called it the boat.
Right, but then we got a fake license plate that was like graffiti that said the boat.
Yeah.
And we put it on there. So, like, he has the marshmallow. I feel like those names I see.
They're not as bad as calling something like, whatever. Like a person's name.
Yeah.
Try this social experiment.
Okay.
Get an order of wings with your friends.
All right.
Typical order, maybe 8 wings, 6 wings.
I'm getting excited.
Name them after each one of your friends and then eat them.
I would do that. But my thing is, why
are you
give people
naming?
names?
Why are you naming them?
You would say it's weird to give a fish a name. Here's the difference. I rarely call you Miles. I'll say, hey, dude, hey, man. Like, you can tell me your name, and I might say it twice in my life. I only use your name if you're not around. Just say, hey, Miles will be here later. But when I see you, I don't say, hey, Miles. I say, what's up, man?
Yep.
Like, people don't need names. You need to acknowledge whether you like or dislike each other. But after that, once I know your name,
it's more of a legal thing.
I will never call you by that name again, presumably. I don't call my kids by their name, for Christ's sake. Like, we gave them names. You thought about the name you're going to do. You run it through all of the meters of how are they going to get made fun of.
But you do call your dog its name.
I call my dog its name.
So how does the dog get a
But I'm
pass?
saying the kid, because I use the name. You don't need to name your kids. You don't call your kids by their name. The only reason you give your kid a first and middle name is to let them know you're angry. Right after that, hey Bug, hey Bud, hey Buddha, hey, you name it. You don't call your kids by their, unless you are angry. That's the only reason to give your kid a name.
Yeah,
so that they know
my
they're in
wife
trouble.
for 10 years never called me by my name.
That's what I mean.
She called me hello.
Right, exactly.
She walked in there, hello! Hello is here. I'm upstairs. Hello is in the kitchen making dinner.
I am routinely dumbass.
Hello?
Or a-hole. Those are my basic, to the point that I don't hear it as an insult. I'm just sitting next to my wife. God, you're a dumbass. I'm like, yeah. Oh, God, right. You're insulting me. I forgot. You've said this for 20 years. I kind of don't hear it anymore.
Yours is tough, too. It's generally, I'll say thrill.
Yeah.
But then we have some
But
other...
again, that was my parents' name me.
Right. But then we have mutual friends that like our local, and I have to be conscious to say Steve. You know what I mean? So I go back and forth.
I had a weird experience at the watering hole, and there's a woman I kind of recognize her. She's in there every once in a while. Anyway, I walk in over the weekend, I believe it was, but she's sitting on the like the senior side of the bar, if you know what I'm saying. So,
I love sitting over there.
It means you've made it, right? So I walk in and I sit down.
There's a serious caste system.
There really is. But she says, "Hey, Thrill," and keep in mind I've met her before. Okay, so she says, "Hey, Thrill, how are you? I'm doing well." We have a quick conversation. We're talking for like 10 minutes because she calls me Thrill. And then she goes, "What do you do for a living?" And it just threw me for a loop, right? Because I'm like, outside of radio, like that's not my name, but that's what she calls me. And I realized she's just heard other people talking to. But it was just crazy. But that's how she greeted me. "Hey, Thrill." And then, "What do you do for a living?" And I'm like, does she think my name is actually Thrill, or how is this working? And then I told her, and you could see kind of click in her head like, oh, that's why people call him that.
Family member, roommate, or neighbor, what did someone do to make you wish they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor? 206-803-ROCK.
By the way, Miles, someone on the text line says, this is coming from a guy who named his cat Dr. Gomez.
Yes. And Senor Larry.
And Senor Larry. I think Dr. Gomez, to me, that is the pinnacle
the
of
worst.
names.
The worst is the dog named Miles.
But you didn't name Miles.
I know, but
Miles.
I still had to live with that damn thing.
It is a little weird.
It's kind of weird to yell at yourself.
Wow, I do it a lot. Going back, though, why is it odd to name a fish?
I just didn't name my fish. I mean,
what'd you call them?
I'm kind of with him. Like,
they were my fish.
Right, they're fish.
I would say this. One of my fish died. I wouldn't go like, oh, man, Pete bit the dust. I found him. He looked like a wood chip on the floor.
So why'd you name your cat? It's your cat.
Yeah.
We know it's your cat. It's in your house.
I don't know. I just feel like it's different.
So if it's a mammal, that seems to be where you're at on this. If it's a mammal, what if you had a turtle or a parrot?
A parrot definitely would name because I believe they could speak.
Yeah. Well, look, I get it. You would say my fish died. I wouldn't say Tim died. But if I had two,
I would go with Tim to get the sympathy.
If I had two fish,
Tim died. Oh my God! Only took 5 days.
Sorry, Tim. I'm just going with my cousin's name, Tim and Tom.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had two fish, I'd call them Tim and Tom. But if Tom died, I wouldn't be like Tom's dead. I'd be like one of my fish died. But I'd still feel like I'd have to walk in the house and address them.
But if I had two fish, I would name them Kate and Ava like your mom.
No, because my mom's crazy. But she can tell that. She says she can tell the difference. I don't know if she can tell the difference. I think she's got 11 fish. There's maybe 3 colors among them all. So I'm like, okay, you know mine is like orange and white, but is it that orange and white one, that orange and white one, that orange and white one, or that orange and white one?
I'm that guy that I don't see much personality in fish. I understand that they do some things that exhibit a little bit of personality, but
what do they do that exhibits personality?
Well,
I eat.
You know, they'll blow little bubbles, and if they have a bubble nest at the top, means they're happy.
Mm-hmm. Is that personality, or is that just a fish being a fish? Like if your dog just barks, it's like that's not personality. It's doing what dogs do.
It's a fish. They're just fun to look at.
Okay, look,
I'm
first of all, people
name fish and name them after you guys.
People name their cars female names, which is just weird. Like if I'm sitting there talking to somebody, having a conversation, and how's your day? Not bad, man. How about you? Oh man, spent about 4 hours getting new tires for Betty. For Betty?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Your wife's car? For her? No. My truck's named Betty. Oh.
It makes sense to me.
Now I want to scoot down a chair. I do not want to talk to you anymore.
I get you, but I would just make this argument, and it's very simple. Most people do name them. That makes you the weird one.
I know
like
that.
I know. You're the weirdo. I'm just letting you know.
That's
bro.
why I said it.
You can hate it, but the fact that you even hate it makes you weirder. That guy's happy that you moved out.
I understand that. Yes,
it's not unpopular. It's just
me.
Stupid.
Yes, it's on me.
I like the idea. Miles is like, I have car.
Yeah.
I have fish 1 and fish 2.
I don't even call him that. Order car.
I have cat.
Yep. Family member, roommate, or neighbor. What did someone do to make you wish they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor? 206-803-ROCK.
Used to have dog.
Hello, Juan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Juan.
How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. Thank you.
How are you, Juan?
I'm getting over my hangover from New Year's.
I bet you still are.
Oh, it only took you 10 days.
Well, I was, damn, my son's with me. Damn it, all the time, guys.
Juan, we know you. You don't have to explain what you did on New Year's
Exactly.
Eve.
We understand. It was 2 days.
And we have plausible deniability by you not telling us.
Right.
Our roommate, he's out the door because timing. My wife and I, he's there all day, And we get home. I get home to take a shower after work, and he comes out. I'm taking a shower. I just got out of work. Same thing with my son. Cooking, anything that my wife ever did, it was always the same thing. Just the timing.
Oh, so your issue is when you need to get something or get to someplace in your house, anyone else could have done it any other time. You're working, you come home, you just want access.
Yeah, but not my wife or not my son, the roommate. Yeah.
The roommate.
Okay. Yeah. At that point in time,
I get home. Yeah.
Maybe he's got to find another place to live.
Last minute. Yep.
I think it would be weird to have a roommate with my family.
Maybe
it would be. I don't know. Maybe that would be my relief.
Maybe,
but maybe not. I don't know. I'd have to do it to figure it out.
I did it when I was growing up, for extra money, but they were always kind of somewhat associated. Like my mom's cousin lived with us for a while, and then my brother, when he first went to Towson, his roommate Rich, they both transferred to Maryland. So then Rich lived with us for 3 years to kind of get some extra money.
I think maybe if that's the scenario, I could deal. Like if my son or daughter, if they're in college and their, buddy who's also in college were here for a minute, I could do it. But otherwise, the answer is a flat no. Nope.
Well,
absolutely
and Rich,
not.
I think it helped with Rich too, right? Because I was still in high school. First of all, it helped because he was helping pay money.
Well, that goes a long way.
And then my dad was in South Carolina, doing this job, so he didn't live with us all of he was gone for 3 years. So Rich also just would take me to practice sometimes and stuff.
Oh, in that case, you're taking us. Okay, cool. Yeah, he can stay here. If you're taking his ass somewhere, cool.
Family member, roommate, or neighbor, what did someone do to make you wish they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor? 206-803-ROCK.
By the way, a text came in and says, FYI, my wife and I have 4 goldfish. Miles, Thrill, Ted, and specifically Mike Hawk.
Why don't you read the real
Not
one?
Mike.
Why don't you read the real one?
Mike
Miles is right. Naming a car is effing weird.
You guys need to look up the definition of weird and get back to us. Literacy goes a long way. Someone that says my car's name is Betty. My truck is named Betty.
My mother-in-law's car's name is Betty.
Why is it always Betty? I have an aunt named Betty. Her actual name is Betty.
There was a specific name that why they named this car Betty. I don't remember why.
I give all my cars names as another one. My first car was a Ford Taurus. I named it Harrison. Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously on in the...
Maybe I should name my car.
You haven't given it a name?
Oh, excuse me. No,
it looks like a Rick.
Car.
For some reason, your car to me looks like a Rick.
It looks like Chad.
When we see it in the park, it has a male
like
name,
I sell
dude.
Coke.
That's what I'm saying. Name it Chad.
Rick. Right.
That's why 06 Acura with tinted out windows.
What's a good
Okay,
company?
Ricky.
Lance.
Eddie.
Name your car Lance.
Called Fast Eddie.
What's the name of a guy that sells Coke? Angel.
Angel.
But a dude named Angel, first of all, he has pigtails and he is loaded with cocaine at any given moment.
Yeah.
That is my absolute belief.
Right now, Juan's going, what about me?
You know what? Name it Juan.
Name your car Juan after our good buddy.
Don't name it something weird like Taco.
Juan. Yeah, but if you name your car Juan, if you do get pulled over, somehow they're going to find coke in your car, even though you've never done it.
I know.
They'd be like, son, did you name your car Juan? They'd be like, I did. We found cocaine in the glove compartment. Son, you got to give a different name.
The previous owner, man. I've never been able to get into the glove compartment. I don't have the key.
Right? The radio doesn't even work. It still didn't work. It's not going to work.
It's just...
You got to reset it with the original dealership, this or that. That info is gone.
It is.
You have to reset a radio with the original.
Somebody
dealer.
who works at an Acura dealership knows how to do this.
They've got to.
No, but it's an old enough car. They'll be like, man, we go back to 2008.
Call it Da Vinci, Ted. You don't know the code.
2006.
2006.
What's that?
Call it Da Vinci. You don't know the code.
That's not a bad call.
Ooh, Da Vinci.
This car's a mystery to me and everyone. I don't know, man. I just play music on my phone.
What's Da Vinci's code?
Family member, roommate, or neighbor. What did someone do to make you wish they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor? 206-803-ROCK.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Yeah, sure thing. Hey, you sold that car yet?
Yeah, sold it to Carvana.
Oh, I thought you were selling to that guy.
The guy who wanted to pay me in foreign currency, no interest, over 36 months? Yeah, no. Carvana gave me an offer in minutes, picked it up, and paid me on the spot. It was so convenient.
Just like that.
Yep.
No hassle.
None.
That is super convenient.
Sell your car to Carvana and swap hassle for convenience. Pickup fees may apply.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
Look, we're all human. We push pull doors, we blow on ice cream to cool it down, and sometimes we forget to check our blind spots. That's why the 2025 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid offers class-leading advanced safety features. Like an available blind spot view monitor, which shows you a live video feed of your blind spots. Because the Tucson Hybrid is made for humans who are just that, human. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for details.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, we'll drink and toast in the weekend with a shot of the day. Then it's Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Damn on. And since we did a little soundtrack action on Sit and Spin on Tuesday, we did some soundtracks today on a Bad Choice Friday. And why not just John Travolta with Frankie Valli?
I freaking love this song, and I don't know why.
It was a pretty cool tune at the time.
It still is, man. I'm coming 2024. I don't care what anyone says. Still a cool tune.
Frankie Valli and Grease taking on the Bee Gees on the Bad Choice Friday.
In this city breaking? Is everybody shaking? I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Everyone is. Bee Gees and Staying Alive. By the way, there's only one remaining member of the Bee Gees that is
Can you
alive.
name which one? Is it
Barry.
Robin? Barry. Oh, Barry, the main guy.
Barry is the oldest brother, and he's watched 3 of his brothers pass on in his lifetime, which is, to me, just one of the most... I could not imagine as a human being being in his shoes that way, you know?
Well, especially when you're as tight as they were.
Exactly.
You know?
And you're the older brother. You've been the one taking care of your brothers your entire life.
But doesn't it make sense that he's the one? He was the guy that like duetted with Barbra Streisand. Like he's the guy that would do other things outside of the Bee Gees. Kind of.
He would. Bee Gees and Staying Alive taking on Frankie Valli and Grease on a Bad Choice Friday. Vote now if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. One of those 2 tunes coming up right after we drink and toast with the shot of the day. Our question: family member, roommate, or neighbor? What did someone do to make you wish that they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor? 206-803-ROCK.
Quick text here says, hello. I'm a female, but I listen to your show. I'm a Texas transplant, but still find y'all hilarious. Literally, y'all. One of my 5 brothers we no longer speak with, his DNA was found as a partial match through 23andMe to be from a crime scene. Sexual assault. This was in Florida. Now, funny, or ironically enough, he had been living with my uncle, who was also a convicted sex offender. Can't make it up. No, sir, we don't send money to his account in prison. Beat that, ha-ha.
Beat that, ha-ha.
Hoping to not beat that.
Jesus.
Hello, Jordan. Welcome to the Men's Room. Hello, Jordan.
Oh, Lordy. Jordan.
No, Jordan.
Uh-oh. Looks like a bad side. Call back then, apparently.
Yep, exactly.
Come on, Jordan.
Mm-hmm. God.
I think as far as neighbors go, and it's been a few years at my house, but this would go on for about 4 or 5 years. In my neighborhood, close to where I lived, there was a building that was kind of a multi-apartment building. But it was more of a communal type thing, as far as like maybe one bathroom that everyone shared in a room type thing. Yeah. But there was definitely a couple guys in there that dealt drugs. Now,
again, a place with a communal bathroom, I assume that there are drug dealers in proximity.
Now they had a racket going. They knew exactly what they were doing, and what they would do is they would take and rebuild pallets and stack them on the back of a truck. And I mean, like Beverly Hillbillies looking stuff. I mean, where you're thinking to yourself, like, is that those chickens? What's in there? And then they would take those to the homeless camps. They would sell the pallets as a disguise to also sell the drugs.
So as I'm buying the pallets, inside of that pallet is what I'm looking for.
That is correct.
All right.
The problem is they did not start rebuilding, stacking, and doing all the repair work to the pallets until about 12:30 to 1 o'clock at night.
Of course.
And they would continue this activity until 6 o'clock in the morning, which included a nail gun, hammers, saws, you name it. So like all night long, it sounded like someone was building a house every single night next door, because these guys were up all night long and never went to bed. They always had a spotlight out there. They're always building, stacking, sawing, cutting stuff, nail gun, hammering. And I mean, it got to the point where I was just like, guys, man, you just one night, just give me, because they would get up and go to work in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, they never really slept for days.
So they were selling meth?
On end.
That was my guess, yeah.
And it was it was insane that they could just keep this pace up. It did not matter what night. It did not matter. It just had to be overnight that they were working on this stuff.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do to move your merchandise, man.
Yeah, but if I'm selling drugs, why would I still have a job?
I don't know.
As cover? I don't know. 2 incomes? My side hustle is I'm a manager at Pizza Hut.
I believe they were handymen, construction workers.
That would make sense.
That type of thing, because they did have all the tools. So I'm assuming that they were involved somehow in the construction industry. That's the only thing I can think of, because, I mean, they were well equipped. Like, if you needed to borrow something, you go down there and get it without question. I mean,
I feel like also if you're selling meth, though, to homeless camps, you'd unfortunately find a lot of power tools.
A lot of power tools and a lot of pallets to reuse.
And not only that, but a lot of bartering for that stuff.
Yeah,
that's been stolen out of somebody's truck. I'm going to give you some meth. Give me that do-all, whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When the last place I lived in Baltimore, which you guys are familiar with, very old lady lived directly next to me, all right? So it was 6 units per building, 2 per floor, right? 3-story building, no big deal. And this old lady, as they say, sweet as pie, never, ever, ever had an issue with her. She kept to herself. I kept to myself for the most part. But even when we interacted, like getting mail or whatever, just nice and talk to you like old ladies do. Yeah. Told me about relatives that I don't know of hers, but, Jimmy's doing much better now. I'm like, oh, it's great, right? So this for a couple of years. And I get a knock on my door one day, and it is her son-in-law, if I remember this correctly. And he's built like a state trooper, right? Barrel-chested, and he looks angry. But I don't know who he is when I first opened the door. And he's like, I'm the son-in-law of the woman that lives next door. That's the other thing about him, man. He talks like Clint Eastwood through this entire conversation. So I'm like, what's up, man? Is she all right? And he's like, she told me that she hears music blaring every night. So now I'm realizing, okay, I'm about to be accused of being the guy that's cranking the stereo. Apparently, like 3 o'clock in the morning, all this kind of thing. So I kind of let him finish his piece. And I said, look, man, I hear what you're saying. It's not me, which he did not believe. I said it might be someone upstairs. Honestly, I don't know, because at this point, it's early in my radio career. I'm like, I work overnights. Like, I'm not home to blast
Did you tell him
music.
that?
I did tell him that. I said, man, because when he knocked on my door, it has to be like 8 a.m., so I am super tired. I've been asleep for maybe an hour, but, you open the door, and we're having this conversation, and I'm like, bro, listen to me, man. It is not me. I work overnights at a radio station, but I'm not on the air, so there's no way to verify that at this point. He just does not believe me. So he goes through his whole conversation the whole time with this Clint Eastwood crap. And I remember he ended the conversation with, if my mother-in-law has a problem, I have a problem. I'm like, oh, you got a problem, homie. He said, hope I don't have to come back over. I said, I do hope you don't come back over. I said, it'd be a terrible way for you to go. And I slammed the door in his face, all right? About a week later, the cop, I'm not working an overnight shift in this case, and it is about 3:30 in the morning, and there's pounding on my door, and I'm thinking it's this brother or son-in-law again. Rip the door open. It is a cop. And I'm like, what is up, man? And he's like, look, I got a call that someone's blasting their music. And I said, okay. I mean, like, what do you want me to do
Did you hear it when you came up to the door?
That's what I asked him. And he said, and so, but the thing is, he got the call, so he still has to do what he's got to do. And he did believe me because he said, honest to God, man, I've been standing out here for like 10 minutes. I haven't heard anything. I'm like, because I was effing asleep, man. Like, and I said, listen, was it the lady next door? He says, I can't tell you that. I said, okay, then I'll tell you. It's the lady next door. I don't know what's going on, but she keeps saying that someone's blasting music. And I said, if someone is, it's just not me. About 4 days later, different cop shows up. It's about 4 in the morning. And I'm like, come on. Same complaint. Lady thinks she's hearing music blasting. And I'm like, dude, did you hear anything? He's like, I didn't. I said, listen, this is the third time. So I've been visited by your dumbass son-in-law. Some other cop was here before. Now it's you. I keep telling the same story. And look, I don't care if you believe me or not. I can tell you I have 3 penises on my back. Believe what you want. I'm just telling you, it's not me blasting the music. And to this cop's credit, said the same thing. He's like, I walked around your building. Like, I'm not hearing anything. I'm like, because it's 4:30 in the morning. Nobody's doing anything. So about a month goes by. I don't hear anything. And then there's a knock on my door again. And I already know what it's about. I'm already irritated. Well, this time, it's the woman's daughter. And I believe the wife of son-in-law. And she's super apologetic, man. She's like, I thought for sure you were blasting music. I'm like, yeah, I got that, mofo. And she's like, we were in church and the air conditioner kicked on. And when the air conditioning kicked on, she said, my mother leaned over to me and said, there's that music again. And, right? And she's like, instantly, me and my husband, we realized she's getting old. And they put her in a home.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that. And I'm like, thank you for coming.
Did the first guy ever come down and go?
I asked her, I said, well, why didn't your husband come over? She's like, he didn't think it'd be a good idea. So I was going to punch him when I opened the door. And I said, you're married to a D. She didn't say anything, which tells me that I'm right. And I said, look, it's fine. I said, me and your mother have always gotten along. We have no issues, but I did not blast music. The cops were called a couple times. I can live with that. But I said, your husband, he's a D. I said, I did not appreciate that. And I hate his effing guts. And we should just not cross paths again, which we didn't, and nor would we, because after the mom moved out.
Exactly.
But I was like, yeah, I hate that mofo, man. He was a D. But yeah, the air conditioning popped on in church, and that's when it occurred to them. That's the quote-unquote music.
There's that music.
That she heard black, because it was over the summer. And the air
in Baltimore, the air conditioning's coming on constantly.
Yeah, and I was like, but I did feel better, because I'm like, at least I got vindicated.
Yeah, at least there's an explanation.
You know what I mean? Because I was like, I don't know what this lady's problem is. We've never had an issue, but I feel like she's setting me up kind of thing. I'm just like, I'm not blasting music. I'm either at work or sleep, like normal people at 3 and 4:30 in the effing morning, man.
It's obviously not the intent, but it still sucks the situation.
It's not, right? And that's the thing. She was so sweet because even when we saw each other in the hall, I'd be like, I'm not blasting my music. I don't know where this is coming from. She's like, I'm hearing something, and I believe her that she believed she was hearing something. It never occurred to me that it was her vent. That's like Jesus.
Yeah.
H.
My
Christ.
mom was the opposite. I went to visit her a couple of years ago. And she's too nice. I'm like, what is that sound? And upstairs, the kid is dribbling a basketball.
You've got to be kidding.
No. So it's one thing, right? They're like 6 or 7. Like them horsing around or whatever, like,
sure.
You're going to hear some noises. But the kid's just dribbling a basketball, right? Same thing. I get off a red eye. I'm trying to get a couple hours. So I just look at my mom. I said, you can come with me or not, but I'm going up there. No, it's okay.
You're the guy that knocked on my door.
Yeah, except I had a good right to. I mean, a basketball, and this is a crappy apartment,
right?
So I mean, it's like it's boom, and like the things are rattling. And I wasn't like super mean. I just said, hey man, even if you just get him a big rubber ball, you know what I mean?
It's better than a basketball.
Yeah, and you know what happened? We saw the guy walk out with his son. They came back half hour later. You could still hear it, but it wasn't nearly the same as a basketball.
Right?
Yeah. Jesus.
Just say something.
Family member, roommate, or neighbor, what did someone do to make you wish that they were not your family member, roommate, or neighbor? 206-803-ROCK.
But you're right, Thrill. I was that guy. Because I was just like, yeah, my mom's trying to sleep, dude.
And look, I would do it for my mother as well. There is no question. It's just his attitude about it. And the other thing, I'm like, you're in the wrong, Clint Eastwood. You know what I mean? Like,
Eastwood.
that's all I'm telling you. And like I said, that particular day, like, I've been at work. I'm tired. Come on. He has a problem. And then, you start wondering, like, does he always talk like that? Like, is he that
just
dude?
is
Or is it just in this instance, where you're trying to do the intimidation thing? Right. But I'm like, ease up, bro. Man.
Yeah.
Hello, Jordan. Welcome to the men's room.
Yo, Jordan.
Okay.
I heard something.
Yeah, all right. Jordan, ain't calling to mess with us. Is that what the deal is?
Is this the same dude?
I assume it's the same.
Maybe it's a lady. I know a couple sexy Jordan ladies.
Man, there was a super sexy Jordan we used to work with.
Yes.
Do you remember her?
Yeah, of course.
God almighty. Yeah, sorry. Going down memory lane.
Jordan, are you there?
All right.
He's still not there.
This line. Hello.
My problem was she was hot.
I hear something on the other side of there, so there's somebody there.
There is something.
Mm-hmm. Jordan, if you need help, call the cops, not us. Like, does it just keep muting it and then just... Hello? He's obviously there. He's there. Yo!
Is Jordan like an 80-year-old man that's like, which one is mute and not mute?
Are they messing with us? Do we sound like idiots on the air?
The music's too loud again.
Remember me.
We go to Palm Beach Garden, Florida, where a neighbor dispute spanning nearly a year involved property lines, floodlights, explicit threats, and fire. And it finally did end in an arrest. The family attorney said the suspect did not just cross the line, he set fire to it. The neighbor, for no reason that we could even fathom, targeted the family. He seemed to be obsessed with his family, and every day he would do something else. Now, one of the victims, a mother currently battling cancer, told CBS News her 5-year-old daughter was so terrified she wouldn't even sleep in her own room. Now, the conflict began last year when the victim parked a vehicle on the swale to allow access for construction at his home. His neighbor left a note informing the owner of the car that parked in the swale that was not allowed. The initial interaction set off a series of hostile encounters that the Palm Beach Garden Police Department explained in its probable cause affidavit. Following the incident, the man installed commercial strength lighting aimed directly at the victim's master bedroom, causing them to have to install blackout film on their windows. Now, the situation escalated further when he erected a flagpole on the victim's property, leading to a heated confrontation. His behavior including yelling expletives, playing loud music, and dumping yard debris on the victim's property. Now, during the heated confrontation over the flagpole, he allegedly told the victim's wife, "Go ahead and call the effing police. You effing fat B, white effing C."
Wow, man.
The arrest report
He
continues
swung for the fences on
to
that
say
one.
that he then told the victim he intended to make his life miserable, and he was intoxicated and belligerent. The following day, officers responded again as he was allegedly yelling expletives from his backyard. Officers returned due to the ongoing disputes, and at one point, he drove onto the victim's driveway and kicked up mud and debris while driving in the yard. As the days progressed, officers again returned, and they talked to him about his intentionally aimed floodlight that was shining into the victim's bedroom. Then on March 20th, the victim told officers he believed that he pressure washed the D word, onto the sidewalk near the driveway of the victim's home. Police reported. The arrest report continued to detail instances where the man would turn on his leaf blower directly outside the couple's window, one time stating, F you peas, I'm going to beat your asses. 3 months later, police respond again as a report that he allegedly destroyed the security camera with a pole that was on their home. They conducted an on-site inspection and told him he had to move the flagpoles. He had put up 2 now, which were sitting on the victim's property, and move his floodlights to only face his patio. Now, while this verbal interaction was going on, police said the man installed another high-wattage floodlight, again shining it into the victim's bedroom.
Come on, man.
Following other interactions, police said that the calls continued. This time, the victim reported that on July 16th, that tarps were placed in his yard that says, F off scumbags in spray paint, as well as a middle finger painted on the tarp.
They still don't know why this guy does not let them.
He told, because they parked in front of...
because the one parking thing. All right.
He told officers he put the tarps up because the victim had cameras facing onto his yard. More instances of bright lights shining into the victim's windows followed, prompting nightly checks from law enforcement. Police and officers responded to reports the man again allegedly was spraying waters on the victim's windows and walls during the evening. The victim told police it may have been because he was unhappy with the hearing the police had with him in court earlier in the day. They were not even there. The police had been responding to this guy.
Right.
They were the ones who said, you broken the law. You're going to court to face these charges. Following that interaction, police then detailed an incident they called the Hurricane Incident. That's when Hurricane Milton hit on October 9th. The Palm Beach Garden area was experiencing winds 25 to 30 miles an hour, gusts up to 54. That's when, according to police, the man decided to start a fire in his backyard burn pit near the victim's fence. And as they watched the surveillance footage, police said there was no reasonable explanation for the use of a fire in the middle of a hurricane. Video showed him allegedly adding to the fire and leaving it unattended. Once the fire rescue responded to the scene, they found the fire was already out. However, that evening, police say the man once again restarted the fire using an accelerant at this point and a leaf blower, causing embers to fly over the victim's artificial turf. The embers stayed lit for several seconds. Police then said similar instances followed. He was reported for burning in his pit again and then exposing his naked body to the victim's camera. Police determined that he was air humping and flicking the middle finger, looking and shouting directly at the surveillance camera.
Just the guess I have. Probably not a good-looking man.
4 nights later, he repeated this behavior, facing his neighbor's surveillance camera and exposing himself yet again. The victims told police there were at least 4 incidents where they were home where they heard loud thumping on the roof of their home. The victim went outside and found something odd. Both fresh and frozen meat had been tossed on top of the roof.
Oh, no.
When officers then contacted the man's landlord, he said they were in debt $67,000 in total fines from the city he received because of the man that was renting his property.
This dude's a renter?
Yes.
That's even crazier.
Jeez.
They called law enforcement. They called code enforcement. They did everything right. Nothing was happening. Then, according to the arrest affidavit, the man attended 3 code enforcement hearings where officers said his demeanor went from indifferent to belligerent and vulgar. The officer in attendance said the man shouted at the special magistrate, police officers, code enforcement officers, city attorneys, and was so disruptive he had to be escorted out at every hearing all 3 times. Since their initial argument with the man, police said the victims lived in constant fear for their safety. Ignoring the harassment initially did not work, and reporting it to authorities, that did not stop his behavior. It only made him more angry. The victims have had to alter their daily routines, even leave their home for extended periods to avoid contact with a man who still lives next door to the victims. He does claim he will soon be moving out of the residence, but there's no guarantee this will happen, nor does it ensure that he will cease his harassment of the victims, according to the officers.
And he rents. I just assumed he was a homeowner.
He also used a flagpole to destroy the Ring security camera, which caused $170 in damage. So not only that, but he was also destroying the property. All right, coming up, the exciting return of Ted versus the FCC at 4:35. And we've got your emails coming up next to the men's room at KISW.com.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Dreaming of a 6-night getaway to paradise? Escape to the islands of Tahiti and Moorea with Air Tahiti Nui, the world's most immersive travel experience. This all-inclusive vacation package is designed to take you to a tropical haven, starting with non-stop flights from Los Angeles or Seattle to Tahiti. From the vibrant cabins to the warmth of our Polynesian crew, you will be transported to Tahiti from the moment you step on board. Your package includes luxurious hotel stays, ensuring that your experience is as comfortable as it is enchanting. Start each day with a delicious Polynesian breakfast. Enjoy exciting excursions that showcase the beauty and culture of the islands, and take advantage of convenient transfers that make your trip seamless from start to finish. All of this begins at just $26.95 per person. Whether you're looking to explore crystal clear waters, unwind on pristine beaches, or immerse yourself in rich Polynesian culture, Tahiti and Moorea offer endless possibilities for both adventure and relaxation. Call 1-877-468-2448 now to book your Tahiti and Moorea escape.
Lovers wants to know, ever forget Valentine's Day in the past? Need to make up for it? Do it and them right this time with the perfect pleasure present from Lovers stores. Whether you're looking for spicy toys, alluring lingerie, or exciting accessories, Lovers has it all. Save 20% when you mention unforgettable at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until February 28th. Some exclusions apply.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. When that pipe starts to trickle and you're in a real pickle, call Pinky. When that burst pipe starts to smell ripe, call Pinky. When your water heater's shot and it won't get hot, call Pinky. When you get home to a flood, call your best bud. Pinky's Plumbing to the rescue. No job is too big or too small. Pinky's does it all. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
When your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinkies.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, "Hey, can you put the game on?" At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Coming up, we will drink a toast of the weekend with a shot of the day that is Bad Choice Friday.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
And we'll go to the soundtrack well today, specifically the one and only John Travolta with a little Frankie Valli.
This is the word. It's the word that you heard. It's got a groove, it's got a meaning. This is the time, it's the place.
Frankie Valli and the title tune to the movie Grease, taking on the Bee Gees. Either way, John Travolta is dancing. The Bee Gees and Staying Alive taking on Frankie Valli and Grease. A vote now if you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. One of those two tunes coming up right after we drink a toast with the shot of the day. Okay, Ted versus the FCC is coming up at 4:32, but first time for a few emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Jump right to the birthdays, guys. Just wanted to ask you guys to wish Logan a very happy 15th birthday. He's the oldest, so we've definitely been practicing this parenting thing on him, and he's doing phenomenal. Grades are amazing. His football career is in the right direction. Can he get a you, your girl, and your Johnson? Your penis is too small, and a suck-it-up cupcake followed by Coach Ted, priming him for his driving permit in just a couple of days. Lots of love, guys. That from Dad and from Myra.
You, your girl, and your Johnson.
Written test or driving test, Miles?
Driving permit, I'm assuming that involves both.
All right. Now, Coach can't help much on the written test, but just study that book. I passed it. Now, the driving test. Here's the thing. Remember the blinkers, all right? I feel like people are always losing points. They don't think about it. Come to a full stop and use your blinkers. Also, son, You're going to get that license. You're going to be 16, 17, 18, 19. It seems fun. Don't go speeding around the streets, all right? That's how people get hurt.
Logan, I'll tell you this. The one thing I remember, I don't know if they still do this or not, but they had a stop sign right at the beginning before you entered the area where you took your driving test.
Yeah.
And if you blew through that, like, okay, let's go.
Done.
They stop the car right there.
Just stop.
And you come back. And you
stop.
You learn that, man, it's right there. It was at that point in time. I don't know if they do that trick anymore.
I don't know, but same thing with me. I mean, that was the first freaking thing. And you don't feel like you should have to stop, but stop.
Because you got to remember, man, you're nervous. Somebody sits down beside you. You know, you want to pass this thing. You know you have the ability to physically drive. It's just pay attention to the first few moments when you start the car, put on your seatbelt, and get ready to put the car in drive. Just make sure you know that's there if it is.
And use your turn signal.
And honestly, it's Logan, right?
Yeah.
Logan, you don't want to hear this. Listen to your dad. Right? Like, if he's like, you got to go practice parallel parking one more time, just listen to him.
Yeah. Guys, today is my girlfriend Katie's 23rd birthday. I love her so much and can't wait to have an amazing year with you. How can she get Coach Ted telling her how to golf better and the Dirty Germans telling her how to be the best project coordinator? Thanks, guys. Love the show. Go.
Start with Dirty Germans?
Yeah, might as well.
All right.
Yeah, well, if you're a project coordinator, it all depends what kind of project you want to coordinate. Typically, what I would do is lay on my back with my legs spread, and then you climb on top, and we are kind of ass to face.
Yeah, this will be tough trying to do a German doing another accent. But yeah, my apology. I forgot. I had sex with Katie, too. That's a Spell Show reference. They're 43. They probably don't get it. Yeah. Nobody had sex with Katie. All right, Katie, getting better on the golf game. Number 1, let's interlock our fingers. Number 2, hold the club like a wounded bird. Firm enough it can't get away, but not too much that you crush it. You're going to kill that bird. Third of all, everybody likes to drive, drive for show, putt for dough. All right, so if we're trying to lower the score, Katie, look, we both know you can't control that driver. Maybe take a 3-iron off the tee. All right, fairways and 2 putts. That's how we're going to lower that score. Is that all right, Miles?
That's pretty accurate. I'd go 3 wood, but whatever. Guys, just wanted to wish our youngest Walker a very happy birthday. I can't hit a freaking 3-iron for some reason a lot of time.
I don't know. I'm just like, well, if I can't hit my driver, I can't hit any of those woods.
Walker is 23 today. Can we get Gollum Mike talking about the bar scene and some dad jokes for Miles? P.S. The new Miles AI is pretty good.
It is pretty good.
That from Tom and from Nancy.
I heard his golf score is lower.
Probably is.
It's Friday night, sisters. We hit the towns. You start with waters in between the beers. Don't put the ices and the urinals in your drinks. It's not good.
You imagine being a bartender and Gollum rolls up. Jesus.
Mike, you got to do that during...
double whiskey on the rocks.
You got to get drunk and just do that to your wife.
The dirty talk.
I do, Ted.
She takes her pants off.
All right, couple dad jokes.
She takes the showers.
Dad joke Friday. Here we go. Guys, did you know that female meteorologists are calling for 4 to 6 inches of snow in the Dallas area?
Oh, yeah?
Male meteorologists say 7 to 9 inches. Did you guys hear that a vandal carved a hole into the fence at the nudist colony?
No.
Police are looking into it. And a giraffe walks into a bar.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's funny? I saw a meme the other day. It's just an airplane, and outside the window is just a giraffe. Look at him. Right? Just so stupid. Like, hey, dude.
Guys, listener from the Buzz Days, and today is my son Connor Johnson's 25th birthday. We're going to take him out for dinner at the Tokyo Steakhouse in Federal Way tonight.
Nice.
It is his favorite place to go by far. Also, we are the Johnsons. So can I get for him, you, your girl, and your Johnsons, some dirty Germans on being 25 years old, and, well, he'd asked for me to have Miles say something like, hooky, hooky, the house is on fire. But as a father, I love some Miles dad jokes. But if you could, maybe squeeze in both. Anyways, love you guys, and happy birthday, son. Lots of love. That from Dad.
You, your girl, and your Johnson.
Yeah, if I'm you and my last name is Johnson, what you do is walk around and tell people, yeah, I'm a member of Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah. So the thing is, the Johnsons come with extras.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Depends how you take that.
Honky, honky, the house is on fire. All right. Dad Joke Friday. Ted, what do you call a sex party on welfare? A sex party on welfare.
A sex party on welfare?
Yes.
I don't know, Miles. What do you call it?
A porgy. Damn. I don't write these. I got to write it.
I was trying to think of how to work in EBT.
Porgy.
Did you know, guys, that chickens die after having sex?
Really? No.
Well, the one I had sex with did.
That's foul, dude.
What do you call a book club that only studies one book for a real, real long time?
Church. You guys still read that book?
And did you guys hear about the leaf blower that just stopped blowing?
No.
Got married. Hi, guys.
Wow, I'm laughing. I'm not married.
Here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Think about a couple extra emails here. Old Macholas, longtime fan of the show today. Sadly, we had to put my beloved golden retriever, Noelle, a.k.a. Dippers, down. I would always sing to her, we be all up out of this bitch in the next 80 seconds or so.
That's
She
what
loved
you
it.
sing your dog.
So for the dead dog, are you willing to sing that? We be all up out this bitch.
Well, yeah, you made it kind of sad now, but sure, man. I'm looking up at the heavens. We be all up about this bitch. What's the dog's name? Dipper.
As far as our would you rather question that we did on
Was it helpful or harsh?
I don't know. On Wednesday, Ola Dinosaurs. Listening to the topic of the would you rather question. This was one, would you rather spend 2 weeks in the Australian outback up on a mountain range and lost?
Oh, right.
Or I believe the 8-year-old spent 5 days in an Africa wild game park.
Yeah.
Okay. He said, listening to the topic on that one, yes, everything in Australia would try and kill you. At least there are no lions and tigers in New South Wales that will eat you while you sleep. I have been up that way, and at least there are trees for shade and ways to make fire in the night. Hardest part would be keeping hydrated, as drinkable water not being hugely plentiful, and it's hard to find. Certainly beats Africa, I think, although at least you can get a Wendy's Baconator there. You can't get one of those here. Cheers, guys. That's from Aaron in Melbourne, Australia, who says, P.S., I'm coming to the United States in a few weeks for my yearly pilgrimage to Seattle. So let me know if you would like anything specific brought over aside from the customary Cadbury crunchy chocolate for Thrill, the picnic for Ted and Mike. Hopefully I can drop it off while I'm there. Miles, anything for you. I would like a bloomin' onion. I want a real, authentic bloomin' onion from Australia.
Me and Aaron keep in touch on some I don't know, WhatsApp or other stuff like that. But I'll tell them, too. Throw in some Tim Tams. It's been a while since we had Tim Tams.
Tim Tams are solid.
Tim Tams.
And it's fun to say.
Okay. All right, let's see. I think we need to go back in time to the last time that we played Ted versus the FCC. Mike, are we playing every miss from last year since we didn't have a...
I mean, that's the last time that we had Ted versus the FCC, right?
So, all
right.
Let's go back in time. Time.
If Chuck can't cut the chunky cat and incontinent Kent can't cut the chunky cut, who can cut a chunk from Chuck's or Kent's cut?
3 times fast.
If Chuck can't cut the chunky cat, Kent can't help but cuddle Kendra's cute country cut continuously. Kent cuddles Kendra's country cut while she creates cute country blunt cut quilts.
3 times fast.
Kent can't help but cuddle Kendra's cute country cut continuously. Kent cuddles Kendra's country cut while she creates cute country blunt cut quilt.
2, 1.
Oh, Kent can't help but cuddle Kendra's cute country cat
Kent can't help but cuddle Kendra's cute country cut continuously. Kent cuddles Kendra's country cut while she creates cute country blunt cut quilts.
3 times fast.
Kent can't help but cuddle Kendra's cute country cut continuously. Kent cuddles Kendra's...
All right. Sid's sheet-filled shanty sits in the shady sheet folding town of Schlitz Creek. Sid slides steamy sheet loads onto Sid's Schlitz Creek sheet shipping ship to Schlitz Creek fresh steamy sheets store.
3 times fast.
Sid sheet filled with shanty sits in the shady sheet folding down the town of Schlitz Creek. Sid slides steamy sheet loads onto Sid Schlitz Creek. Cat cuts cups and guzzles gum. Gum guzzling cats cups can't keep cat's coffee confined. Cat's coffee creeps from cat's cut. And while cat guzzles gum.
3 times fast.
Cat cuts cups and guzzles.
Oh, Jesus. All right, let's get it one time fast.
One more time. All
One
right.
at a time. Let's go, buddy.
Right, just so we're just going to one time fast. Thanks, Coach. Cat cuts cups and guzzles. Gum.
I'm still just going to...
Yeah, that was fine.
Jesus. Wow.
I mean, you didn't say it, but I'm still just to be safe.
It's not my fault. This cat is a...
That's a weird cat.
All right, cat cuts cups and guzzles gum. Gum guzzling cats, cups can't keep cat's coffee confined. Cat's coffee creeps from cat's cut, while cat guzzles gum.
3 times fast.
Cat cuts cups and guzzles gum. Gum guzzling cat's cups can't keep cat's coffee confined. Cat's coffee creeps from cat's cut, while cat guzzles gum.
1.
Cat cuts cups and guzzles.
Oh, my God.
Sid's sheet-filled shanty sits in the shady sheet folding town of Schlitz Creek. Sid slides steamy sheet loads onto Sid's Schlitz Creek sheet shipping ship to Schlitz Creek fresh steamy sheet store.
3 times fast.
Sid sheet filled with shanty sits in the shady sheet folding town of Schlitz Creek. Sid slides his steamy sheet loads onto Sid's Schlitz Creek sheet shipping ship to Schlitz Creek and fresh steamy sheet store.
1.
Sid cunningly counts nuts on couches. While counting nuts, Kurt sits shiftly on couches counting cunning nuts.
3 times fast.
Kurt cunningly counts nuts on couches. While counting nuts, Kurt sits shiftly on couches counting cunning nuts.
1.
Kurt cunningly counts nuts on couches. While counting nuts, Kurt sits shiftily on couches counting cunning nuts.
2.
Kurt cunningly counts nuts on couches. While counting nuts, Cooper Cup can cut. Cooper Cup can't punt. If Cooper Cup can't make this cut, then Cooper Cup will have to punt. A drop kick punt over a 5-man front.
3 times fast.
Cooper Cup can cut. Cooper Cup can't punt. If Cooper Cup can't make this cut, then Cooper Cup will have to punt. A drop kick punt over a 5-man front.
1.
Cooper Cup can... Cooper Cup can cut. Cooper Cup can't punt. If Cooper Cup can't make this cut, then Cooper Cup will have to punt. A drop kick punt over a 5-man front.
3 times fast.
Cooper Cup can cut. Cooper Cup can't punt. If Cooper Cup can't make the cut, then Cooper Cup will have to punt. A drop kick punt over a 5-man front.
1.
Cooper Cup can cut. Cooper Cup can't punt. If Cooper Cup can't make this cut, then Cooper Cup will have to punt. A drop kick punt over a 5-man front.
2.
Cooper Cup can...
Cat cuts cups and guzzles gum. Gum guzzling cats. Cups can't keep cat's coffee confined. Cat's coffee creeps from cat's cut while cat guzzles gum.
3 times fast.
All right. Cat cuts cup and guzzles gum. Gum guzzling cat cups can't keep cat's coffee confined. Cat's coffee creeps from cat's cut while cat guzzles. Pushy prissy Ted was pissed he couldn't use the porta potty to pop his pussy pimple in peace. So he was a prissy pushy wussy when his pussy pimple popped.
3 times fast.
Pushy prissy Ted was pissed he couldn't use the porta potty to pop his pimple.
Pop that thing. All right, let's do it again.
And now, everyone's favorite
So smooth.
daytime game show, where one person could lose $325,000 and their job, or win and walk away with nothing. It's time for Ted versus the FCC.
Man, we played last night, Ted. Coming up with tongue twisters for you for a brand new year in Ted versus the FCC. Yes. Lo and behold, although we were up late last night, we got a listener submitted Ted versus the FCC.
I wish we had known.
Yes. And as you know, the listener always comes first on Ted versus the FCC or in any matter with the men's room.
Miles' words, not mine.
That's right.
Still single.
They can still have their own. You know.
No, I know. I can't guarantee they're first.
I see what you're saying. Okay, gotcha. This one, Ted, is a tongue twister. I said it earlier. I think we're going to hear this one for a couple weeks. Okay. I might be wrong. I hope I am. But I think that this is a kind of a tough one and short and sweet and to the point. But it goes something like this. Short City Shelley sits and Shy City Shirley sit while sipping City Schlitz and petting Fat Chuck Futbuck. The way we do Ted versus the FCC is 1 time through, then 3 times fast.
All right. Short City Shelley sits and Shy City Shirley sits while sipping City Schlitz and petting Fat Chuck Futbuck.
3 times fast.
Short City Shelley sits and Shy City Shirley sits while sipping City Schlitz and petting Fat Chuck Futbuck.
1.
Short City Shelley sits and Shy City Shirley sits while sipping City Schlitz and petting Fat Chuck Futbuck.
2.
Short City.
I knew it. So close. I knew it.
Happy.
Started out with a loss in 2025.
You don't have to say it like that.
The FCC 0-1. Plenty of time to catch up. Yeah.
The loss.
Oh, don't worry, we got a shot coming up for you. We'll drink and tell us with a shot of the day. That's coming up next.
What is Dax, are you?
Tracking all our cars on Carvana Value Tracker on all our devices? Yes, Kristen, yes, I am.
Well, I've been looking for my phone for...
In Dax's domain, we see all. So we always know what our cars are worth.
All of them?
All of them. Value surge, trucks up 3.9%.
That's a great offer.
I know. Sell?
Sell.
Track your car's value with Carvana Value Tracker today.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes, plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, so coming up in just minutes, we will drink and toast in the weekend with the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, thank you, Miles. A new study says the key to good parenting.
Uh-oh.
Humor.
Well, sure.
Can't say I disagree with that. I don't know the key, but
it is a key.
Correct.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a janitor's list of keys.
Also, there's nothing more satisfying than you cracked your kids up.
Oh, absolutely.
As far as an audience is concerned, you make friends laugh and everything else. But, man, if you can get your kids to think you're funny, it's an awesome feeling.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen very often for me, but I try.
Really? I can't think about it. Even when I'm pissed off at them, I try to save. I know I'll have one joke that I can include in whatever I'm yelling at them about. You know what I mean? Just like I don't hate you, I'm just angry kind of thing. So as you're going through it and they get all, the lip quiver, the kind of teary eyes and all that. And they understand your position, but I'll always put one funny thing in there just to kind of remind them, you're in trouble, you're not going to die.
Right.
We're not taking out the bad. I want to kill you, but I'm not.
Right. Sorry about that. Okay, the hygiene company Native is partnering with Dunkin' to bring you a lineup of donut-themed personal care products. We're talking
cool.
Deodorants, shampoos, conditioners,
So
body
you can be
washes.
attacked by flies and other insects.
I like her because she smells like a glazed donut. Just in case
when you say it like that, Ted, I'm going to be honest with you, it would help.
Just in case you wanted to smell like strawberry frosted, vanilla sprinkle, blueberry cobbler, or Boston cream.
Oh, I've got this stuff.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, wash with their body wash.
Native stuff?
What is it? What do you smell like? What flavor are you going for?
I think right now I'm mint and eucalyptus.
See, here's what's going to happen, man.
Or something like that.
You're going to meet a cannibal that's like, I'm trying not to eat people, but Miles smells edible.
Smells great.
I'm a clean comfort guy.
Nice.
Oh, sea salt and cedar is what I got right now.
Okay.
Who has never wanted to smell like sea salt
It's like
and
a
cedar?
tree that fell in the ocean, you see.
So you smell like an aquatic hamster cage.
You smell like normal tide? I hope not low tide.
That's oyster.
All right.
Do they offer options? Low tide.
Low tide.
Yeah.
No, man. Low tide.
That's bottom, man.
Macy's is launching a quote-unquote bold new chapter strategy.
Aren't they closing 60 stores?
It includes shutting down 66 locations
That
nationwide.
is corporate speak. Jesus.
This is our bold new chapter.
We're losing money and closing locations, but instead of saying we're failing, they call it a strategy.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that next time I break up with somebody.
My bold new strategy.
Yeah. No, listen, this is an opportunity for you.
You can now date other people without me ever getting upset. I'm not breaking up with you.
And I don't have to pay for those dinners.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's my bold
You should
new
look at this as an
strategy.
opportunity. Oh, not like the company's effing me.
Right.
Copy.
It's an opportunity.
This is your opportunity to spread your wings.
Yeah, let's see if somebody will date you. I'll leave that part out.
Now your resume's good.
Tell the new boyfriend to call me. I'll give him a heads up.
Oh, you can use me as a reference.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I'd be more than happy. Let him know everything. That would be wild.
That would be weird to call if somebody called you like, I'm gonna marry her. I gotta know what happened.
Hey, bro.
At the end of the day, I think I don't know. It just didn't work out between us. I don't hate her.
That's what is always stupid about references, right? Because they ask you to provide them. Who is going to put someone down as a reference? It's like he's a douchebag.
Correct.
Like, I promise you, if you call this person as a reference that you asked me to provide, I am wonderful.
Right.
Put it this way, they're going to lie to you.
Absolutely. Gen X has shown a noticeable attitude shift about their willingness to work.
Being a good shift or a bad shift?
A bad shift. Apparently, they're over it. They're burned out. They don't want to work anymore. And there's 100 reasons why, and I've got a lot of them.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 reasons Gen X doesn't want to work anymore. Us Gen Xers are typically described as being resourceful and independent, traits partly stemming from our latchkey childhoods. We're often described as being cynical. This, of course, can be attributed to the economic and societal tumult we experienced as children and young adults. Or maybe it's just that we had to adapt to a life living in the shadows of the parents who didn't hug us enough, or the mistakes we thought we were rectifying when we overcorrected by nurturing and coddling our offspring, turning them into whiny little bitches. Positive Friday.
Damn. It oozes out of him. It does. Positivity. He's just happy. Number 10 on the list of the reasons why Gen X doesn't want to work anymore. They say healthcare is too expensive. It says without the resources and affordable avenues to take care of their health, many are struggling with the feasibility of returning to an office every day.
We're no different than any other generation as far as the cost.
That means it's getting a little bit worse because you get all the private equity.
Does it increase as you get older?
I would think so, just because you're dipping into it more often.
I'm not sure. It just seems like every year it goes up. So I don't know if that's just system.
Ain't gonna go down.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, that's
like college tuition.
Well, we're jacking up. But your car insurance goes down as you get older.
Sure.
And then it goes back up again as you get older.
Yeah. Good point.
Get a little dip there, but
but I'm looking at it as far as the healthcare system goes. I'm not dipping into it that much.
Everyone tries not to. That's the whole thing about insurance. It's like it's the only thing that I openly spend money on that I do not want to have to use.
Right.
I want to use my electricity. I want to put gas in my vehicle. I don't want to have to use insurance, but I will give you the money anyway.
I can go 5 to 6 times and still not hit my deductible.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to pay for half the year no matter what. They might get me on the back end a little bit.
Right.
But for the first half of the year, I'm paying everything.
You're still paying for it.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. They're struggling to keep up with technological changes.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I would feel like if you're in one job, they kind of teach you what you need to know as you go along.
It says alongside general specialization of skills in the workplace, many Gen Xers feel exhausted by the continual need to learn and relearn new technological skills and practices in their positions, especially in industries like healthcare and tech.
Sure.
The ever-evolving landscape of new technology is impossible to escape. Many even feel pressured to learn new technologies, no matter how comfortable they are in their current roles, simply to maintain an edge of competitiveness amongst troubling job market.
Well, it does make sense. Our job's a little different, but Mike, I mean, you have to keep up with all that crap.
Absolutely.
Right? Every year and a half or so, we quote unquote update whatever you've been doing.
Right.
All right, Mike, everything you've learned, get it out of your head. We're going to provide the exact same product, but we do it this way.
And the problem is there's always somebody right behind me who's been working with the new stuff, and they already know it. So it's like, now I'm playing catch up. As you keep on going, that you're fighting a losing battle because things continue to change. You don't remember what you're supposed to let go of and what you're supposed to hang on to.
Right.
I don't blame him for a second.
I think Gen X is tough too. It's like there's a generation kind of in between that and the boomers. Mm-hmm. But I feel like Gen X is the first one where it's like, it is completely changed. Like, we're going to have to work a long time.
Right.
And you're also the first generation where the technology changed significantly. Because I always argue look, my parents grew up playing records. I grew up playing records. Maybe my vinyl was of better quality. Maybe the needle on the turntable was better, but we all played records.
Right.
Well, you fast forward, it's like, no, music just exists in the air now. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that. We still got our TV from the same networks. We had better TVs, but we're the first generation where you're like, okay, well, TV is anything that you can put on your TV, which is pretty much anything you want to put. There were our phones were the same. They went from rotary, we had push button, but I mean, everything changed.
Reasons why Gen X doesn't want to work anymore, they're having to work multiple jobs. Instead of finding comfort and financial peace in the promise of one career-long corporate job, as many were promised in their adolescence and even thought that they'd be found in early adulthood, many Gen Xers are forced to manipulate their spending habits and get second and third jobs just to get by.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
They're tired of battling debt and money stress. Theoretically, our bills fuel us to work, but in a culture and economy that's growing more financially unstable and inequitable, it's not surprising that many Gen Xers are feeling unmotivated by going to work on the basis of achieving a realistic financial goal.
But I understand that, and it makes sense. It can be frustrating and all that, right? But what is the alternative? Because if I'm not working, then I have no source of income.
Right.
I'd rather be where I am now, where I'm just frustrated, where my income has to go based on jacking up cost and all this kind of thing, based on nothing other than they can. But I'm better off than I would be if I just said, F it.
Right.
I'm not working.
They're struggling with being caretakers. As the new quote-unquote sandwich generation, they're more likely than other age groups to simultaneously be the caretakers for their older parents and teen or young adult children. As more people struggling financially, Gen X's parents are living longer, and while care facilities and extra help have become financially inaccessible, the burden of care and support falls primarily on their shoulders. And when you're thinking about it as well, the sandwich generation, so they're taking care of their parents, which was kind of always expected. You're going to have to take care of your parents at some point. Meanwhile, their kids are not able to
leave the freaking house.
Right. So they're taking care of everybody. They're housing everybody. Like, well, shoot, man.
That's a very U.S. thing, though, because so many countries are just multi-generational by nature.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you live in grandma's house because that's just what you do. And the kids, you got 3 to 4 generations living in one house. I just think our cost of living is so high is the difference.
Reasons Gen X doesn't want to work anymore, they're feeling forced into learning new skills and specializations, as we were talking about before. The job market grows more competitive and specialized across industries. Many mid-career Gen X workers are being forced to unlearn and recommit themselves to entirely new sets of skills. Things that they went into work are now obsolete, or they've been turned into, mechanical jobs, computer jobs, AI jobs, whatever it is that your career was 30 years ago, it doesn't exist anymore.
See, they're not listening to Yoda, who said you must unlearn what you have learned. Oh, you loved it in the movie, but when it applies to you, it's different now.
They say they're battling age bias. A survey from Chartered Management Institute suggests that many corporate firms and companies are much more likely to hire younger workers than older ones, putting Gen Xers at a disadvantage for promotions and new jobs in the event of a layoff.
To be fair, that is true of all generations that have ever come to pass.
Right. You want the young new one.
That's exactly it.
Who's the kid that you can train up into what you need as far as a company goes versus the old salt who kind of is set in the way that they want to go about doing things.
Look at it like Leonardo DiCaprio. If he breaks up with the girl, he's not going to go after someone older.
Right. Exactly. Reasons why Gen X doesn't want to work anymore, they're financially discouraged by traditional retirement goals, as Ted was saying. According to a recent Wealth Watch survey, nearly 70% of Gen Xers believe that they will retire later than expected, largely due to unexpected financial burdens and new age barriers. Despite reaping the fruits of the promises that they were told, the hard work, loyalty, and long hours would usher them into the financial success in later life, many Gen Xers are still facing unfortunate barriers.
Yeah, for sure.
It was lies.
It's all
doggone lies.
Well,
no, work as hard as you can. Be loyal to the company.
Well, it's hard to motivate people when you tell them the truth.
That's
right? I mean, that's whatever you tell your kids, whatever you tell your employees, it's like, well, you're putting a little shine on that turd over there. Yeah, the truth is, you're going to work a long time and get nothing out of it. That's not a sales pitch. That might be true, but there is no way that's.
But at some point, you're honest with your kids. You're honest with, if I'm coaching a team, I'm going to be honest with them. You know what I mean? It's not always positive. We lost today because of our own. Right. So I'm just saying, sometimes with the corporate speak, it's you can't shine this one. So to stop, you know what I mean? Right. It's at a certain point,
we understand.
It's like somebody lying to you constantly. It's well, then I believe nothing you say.
Right. You're just slowly pushing the knife into my gut. Just get it over with, dude. Just stab me already.
I'm just one of those people, if you're going to F me, just look, all right, we're Fing you over. Right. Okay.
Over. Sorry. I was like, hey, what you doing?
Right. As opposed to oh, no, it's this or that, or frickin' lying.
Reasons Gen X doesn't want to work anymore. Number 2, they want to prioritize their personal time.
Sure.
Although they largely grew up in corporate world fueled by long hours, the grind, and an overbearing sense of loyalty, they also watch the consequences of burnout take a toll on their parents and families. This crafted a need for work-life balance and a prioritization of personal time early in their careers, something many people are still battling to achieve today.
And cars are expensive.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah, damn right.
Oh, get me started on gas, Mike.
And then this is the number one reason that Gen X doesn't want to work anymore, and it's basically a culmination of everything that we talked about. Close. They're burned out.
Well, yeah.
While many other generations of workers are experiencing the consequences of burnout like isolation, loneliness, depression, and fatigue, Gen Xers seem to be struggling at the heightened rate. Often balance dual roles of leader and employee at their jobs, they ironically struggle to both bond and be taken seriously by their peers, contributing to added stress and resentment. In fact, a report from Medscape states that Gen X workers, especially in the healthcare industry and adjacent sectors, are more likely to experience burnout than people in other age groups in similar roles. With larger pressure to juggle family responsibilities, long hours, and a diversification of workplace roles, Gen Xers often have more on their plates than everybody else when it comes to finding the perfect work-life balance.
I think you also got to be realistic sometimes, right? My brother is a principal. There is some teachers. He's like, man, there's a couple of them that are awesome dudes. He's like, I'm the principal. I'm the boss.
He's like, I can only hang out with him a certain amount.
Right.
You know,
Which
he's
is
like,
weird, right? Think about it.
He's like, it's my job to be the hammer.
Right. A couple in Florida stole from a local dollar store using a rather brilliant method. Miles?
What was that method?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Our headlines are on the way at 5:50. In the meantime, if we made it to the weekend and drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Quick time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today's shot is brought to you by our friends at Black Raven Brewery. And thank you, D. Ted Smith, for sending this lovely story my way.
Hey, no problem. I read it. That's it.
Hey, man, have you heard about so-and-so? No, it's coming your way. Today we toast an unidentified man from Samambaia, Brazil. Now, today's honoree, he's a farm worker, and this past Tuesday night, he and a co-worker, they had a late night of drinking on the farm. Well, the following morning at 5 a.m., our honoree, he milked 2 cows before joining his co-worker and the farm owner for breakfast. Well, after breakfast, our honoree, he returned to collect even more milk, and when he failed to return, the co-worker became concerned, and he went out looking for him. And that's when he found him lying face down, unconscious, next to one of the cows. Well, he rushed to his friend's aid, rolling him onto his back. And that's when he realized that his friend's pants were unzipped and that he was wearing a condom. I'll let you do what we call the bestiality math on that one. Apparently, the cow kicked him because it was not into his advances. Anyway, paramedics tried to revive him, but to no avail. My man was pronounced dead at 6:35.
By a cow kick.
A cow. They're speculating it was a cow kick based on the damage to his body. But again, when you roll your buddy over, he's got a condom on, there's only him and a cow, you do the math. Side note, Ted and I were both like, you want to have sex with the cow and you actually had the presence of mind to put on a condom.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm just saying, like, people sometimes go, man, I don't have one. Like, F it, we'll see what happens.
Oh, he's ready.
He's like, hey, man, safety first.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's passed in the worst way possible. Wow. So let's drink. We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in, okay, enough from you, to party in our tummies. Down the hola bitola.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Jam on.
We did soundtracks this week on Sit and Spin, so we took a couple of the big ones. That would be Frankie Valli and Grease, Bee Gees Staying Alive, to John Travolta movies. How was the voting there, Mike?
It was not even close at all, Miles. It was a 25-75 split on this one. And Frankie Valli's looking kind of like he did in that video that I showed through. He's just not making it happen. Little BG.
We're going to win a BG win, huh? Okay. Welcome to the weekend, Macholas. You're listening to the Men's Room, 99.9 KISW Seattle.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Marketers, are you ready to make an impact with audio advertising? People are hungry for authentic connections in a world buzzing all around us. How do you cut through the noise and truly reach your audience? Visit stateofaudio.com to see Odyssey's State of Audio, the Trends Report. Uncover the secrets to high-impact creative. Learn how AI is revolutionizing the industry and get ahead of the curve on measurement and audience trends. Don't just stay in the game, win it. Visit stateofaudio.com and download your free copy.
Dreaming of a 6-night getaway to paradise? Escape to the islands of Tahiti and Moorea with Air Tahiti Nui, the world's most immersive travel experience. This all-inclusive vacation package is designed to take you to a tropical haven, starting with nonstop flights from Los Angeles or Seattle to Tahiti. From the vibrant cabins to the warmth of our Polynesian crew, you will be transported to Tahiti from the moment you step on board. Your package includes luxurious hotel stays, ensuring that your experience is as comfortable as it is enchanting. Start each day with a delicious Polynesian breakfast. Enjoy exciting excursions that showcase the beauty and culture of the islands, and take advantage of convenient transfers that make your trip seamless from start to finish. All of this begins at just $26.95 per person. Whether you're looking to explore crystal clear waters, unwind on pristine beaches, or immerse yourself in rich Polynesian culture, Tahiti and Moorea offer endless possibilities for both adventure and relaxation. Call 1-877-468-2448 now to book your Tahiti and Moorea escape.
Lovers wants to know, ever forget Valentine's Day in the past? Need to make up for it? Do it and them right this time with the perfect pleasure present from Lovers stores. Whether you're looking for spicy toys, alluring lingerie, or exciting accessories, Lovers has it all. Save 20% when you mention unforgettable at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow Rewards membership until February 28th. Some exclusions apply.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. When that pipe starts to trickle and you're in a real pickle, call Pinky. When that burst pipe starts to smell ripe, call Pinky. When your water heater's shot and it won't get hot, call Pinky. When you get home to a flood, call your best bud. Pinky's Plumbing to the rescue. No job is too big or too small. Pinky's does it all. So when your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the men's room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today, you got the Jimmy,
Fallon Kimmel,
Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
That's right there. The title Ice guys have teams of talents and writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Some tech news from Vegas. A new companionship robot, or realistic sex robot, has been unveiled as a way to help lonely, elderly men. But the robot is so realistic that they're now selling fake IDs that make you over 60.
Fallon. Colbert.
Smith.
Damn it. You see that robot?
I did not.
Yeah. But it's 175 G's.
Wow.
Yeah.
You want that money? No?
I mean, goddamn it. It is. I mean, yeah, no shame. Good looking robot. PlayStation developed new technology that lets you smell its game. Nintendo tried the same thing, but they didn't think people wanted to smell two plumbers who work in the sewers.
Fallon. Yeah, Fallon.
That is Fallon.
Well, guys, listen to this. At the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, PlayStation debuted a new technology that lets you smell its games.
What?
Nintendo tried the same thing, but they didn't think people wanted to smell two plumbers who work in the sewers, so...
JCPenney is merging with Forever 21, and in 9 months, they're going to have a baby gap.
Colbert. Myers.
Fallon.
JCPenney is merging with Forever 21. And in 9 months, they're going to have a baby gap.
One guy in the audience yelling, what?
I know, there's only, what?
A new report shows that New York City is the second best city for an active lifestyle, which is really a roundabout way to say the trains are broken.
Colbert.
Myers.
That's Seth.
According to a new report, New York is the second best city in the country for an active lifestyle, which is a really roundabout way of saying the trains are broken.
Let's see. Last night was the first semifinal playoff game down at the Sugar Bowl. Hell of a game, and it doesn't often happen with these playoff games, but it came down to a last-second field goal.
41-yard attempt. Snap and hold are good. The kick is good! Notre Dame has won the Orange Bowl, and Marcus Freeman is taking them to the championship game.
I mean, James Franklin, Penn State, they just can't win a big game.
Okay, he threw that pit there, 40 seconds left, somewhere around there?
Correct. And that kid throws that interception. And honestly, look, he's a quarterback. By the way, Penn State wide receivers had 0 catches for 0 yards.
Yeah, that's how well they played.
He has not been playing well the whole time. I don't put it on that kid. He went through his third progression. He thought he was throwing it at the ground and gets picked off. But it's just like, you're Penn State, you're in their territory, you're already running the ball well. Like, I just don't understand why you would put it in the quarterback's hands at that point.
Yeah. Maybe they watched the Ravens championship game from last year. I know we can run on anyone, so whatever you do, don't run. Don't do the thing that has been successful well, in the Ravens' case, all season. Certainly don't do it in this game.
Right, and look, this isn't unheard of in college football, right? Bobby Bowden was at FSU, I want to say, for 20-some years before he won a national title, and they had good teams, but he couldn't get away from it. And James Franklin in Penn State now, he's that coach, he's that guy. Like, yeah, I think he has more wins at one program than Frank Beamer. Frank Beamer's the other one that had a ton of wins at Virginia Tech, but they never won a national title. Frank Beamer at least made it to a title game with Vic. Awesome game. So, like, with Franklin, like, also maybe don't spend the week kind of parading around like you're the big badass and talking down to the younger dude who coaches at Notre Dame, right? Freeman's, I'm generally a Notre Dame hater. Freeman makes me like Notre Dame.
I was saying this to my wife yesterday. I'm like, man, I don't like Notre Dame, but I like this coach, and this coach will make people like Notre Dame.
Right. His lineup is on point. Like I said, he's got to be in the chair twice or 3 times a week. And just like, you want to go play for that guy. And then Franklin's sitting there at the press conference being like, well, he's not in a conference. Everybody should be in a conference. Like, why? Notre Dame gets millions of dollars from this and that.
And then they beat you.
Yeah, it's like they don't have to be in a conference.
Talk smack when you win.
Right. I mean, look at bands. Like, why did that guy go solo? It's like somebody offered him millions of dollars.
That's why.
Yeah, like, go ahead. So, anyhow, you got your second one on tonight if you want to try that out. But speaking of bands and music and famous people, got a list here of some actors who tried music first.
Oh. Tried music first, okay.
Correct. Some of them make a little sense. Some of them are just insane. So first off is Maya Rudolph. She was in a band called The Rentals. They were the side project of Weezer bassist Matt Sharp. They had a hit song in the 90s with Friends of P.
What's the P stand for?
You know what? I don't know.
Is it just a letter P or P-E-E or P-E-A?
It's just the letter P.
Okay.
I'll stand a guess.
I'm a friend of that.
Well, right. I get down with OPP. Anyhow, she went out with them for 6 months, promoted their second album, and they opened up for acts like Blur and Alanis Morissette.
Wasn't her mom a singer?
I think her mom was.
Isn't she the one who's like, loving you?
Oh, is that her mom?
Yeah. Minnie Riperton?
Yeah.
Minnie Riperton. Okay, yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Chevy Chase.
He was in Steely Dan. Well,
drummer,
not Steely
right?
Dan, but he played with Walter Becker and Donald Fagen.
Well done, Montgomery.
Yes.
Yeah. He was
Which
a bar
tells me he's a great drummer.
Right. He played the drums in a band called the Leather Cannery with Donald Fagen and Walter Becker, who would go on to form Steely Dan. And who's the mean one in Steely Dan?
I mean, Donald Fagen isn't mean. He's just typical New York musician.
I bet him and Chase got along.
I bet they did too. And seriously, I mean, I know Chevy Chase and what he's become, but at that point in time, he had to be. I mean, to keep time in Steely Dan, to play drums for those guys.
Knowing how they are, yeah.
I mean, they are so particular about everything. I mean, you watched the documentary.
Well, all right, have you watched it yet?
Yep.
All right, I know Thrill watched it. So you saw the part at the end where they call Fagan, and he's just like, "What is it? Yacht rock? Like, go F yourself."
F you, yeah.
That's Jesus, man.
That's
like, you should be happy. I bet. I mean, I've listened to more Steely Dan in the last month and a half than I ever have in my life. I'm recommending people get records of what's it, Aja, yeah. So it's like, dude, like, you're making money off this. What do you care if they call it yacht rock? Like, it seemed like all the other yacht rockers went through a phase where they were like, that's not what we are. But it's like, it is what we are now.
But to a degree, I respect him because that's who he is. Like, he has not changed. You go, okay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Honestly, of all the people, like, he's the guy. Like,
even if it fits the genre, you could tell. Another example, Lou Reed, right? You could say, Lou Reed, you're one of the greatest punk rock inspirations of all time. He's like, we're not punk rock. Is he right? Sort of. But, I mean, that would just be his natural reaction and F off.
Yeah.
It's that attitude, that age, that location. It's
actually, if he says that, you go, that's what we mean.
It's New York.
Yeah, that's punk to say I'm not punk.
F-U artists. We're, for whatever reason, that's just the disposition.
I don't know if anybody's ever described me as punk.
They may have called you a punk, but I don't know.
Right, I'm saying, of all the things I am, I don't think I'm very punkish.
No.
I never had spiked hair. Brie Larson. She released a debut album called Finally Out of PE at the age of 16. Unfortunately, it only sold about 4,000 copies.
4,000, wow.
I like this one. Character actor Stephen Tobolowsky. They say you'd best know him as playing the annoying insurance agent Ned Ryerson on Groundhog Day.
Okay, all right.
So he said in high school he was in, quote, a terrible folk rock band called the Cast of Thousands. All right. They were picked up to record 2 songs for a compilation album. One of Steven's band members recruited a neighborhood kid to add guitar. Can you guess who the kid was?
Oh, no, somebody else?
So not an actor, but a very good guitarist.
John Mayer.
Now, they pick up a neighborhood kid, like, hey, play in our band. He goes on to become, you could argue, one of the greatest guitarists ever.
I don't know, Slash? I don't know.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, damn.
So it's that old. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, damn.
Good pickup.
Yeah. And they're probably sitting there like, I tell you, man, this kid, he's got something.
He'll be something one day.
He'll be something one day. And then Ricky Gervais. He was in a pop duo called Siona Dancing. They released 2 singles, but they both failed.
I believe that he could do just about anything on stage.
Because he used to be a boxer as well, right?
Gervais was a boxer?
Yeah, I believe so.
I like that, a pugilist.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of a badass. Ridiculous, but kind of a badass.
Yeah, and he's got such a sharp tongue that you have to imagine
he has to be able to fight.
Right, he's been in a couple scraps. Like, at some point he said something.
So being English, I just assume that he is classically trained. And when you do that for all those years, I mean, on stage, you've done musicals, you've done, seriously, comedy, everything.
Well, it's like James Corden. Whether you like him or don't like him, you can't argue with his talent, right? Funny dude, can host a show. He used to be on, not Broadway, whatever the London version is of Broadway. Mm-hmm. So, like, right, he sings, he dances. I don't know. I always say this. Like, some of my people in my family, they love those Broadway shows, and I just don't get it.
I don't either. And look, I've tried.
Yeah.
Look, I respect it a lot. I get the art. I understand the effort that goes into it. I'm just not your audience.
Yeah, exactly. I like movies. I'm not into showbiz.
Right. If you have to have an intermission, I don't want to be there.
Right. It is kind of awkward. Let's see. Apparently, Hoda, for the Today Show, I guess she has a thing for Blake Shelton.
I'm sure she's alone.
She's the one that's retired, right?
Yeah.
Or stepped aside of that.
Or stepped aside, yeah. Anyhow, Blake was just recounting a story. Like, he knew this, and she was a big fan. And I guess he runs into her, and he even said, like, Hoda, I thought it was going to be our time or whatever. They were down in Nashville. But he said, you completely ran away from me. I mean, she ran, like, totally afraid. I was like, Hoda, you're here. And she was like, I got to go. So,
really?
I don't know. I mean, look, she's famous, but maybe she just got that nervous, too.
That means she really, really likes him.
Yeah. I had a chance once with a girl I was after for years. I completely blew it. Same thing, just freaked out.
Still bugs you,
freaked out?
Yeah. It doesn't bug me as much, but it bugged me just because the next day everybody was like, dude.
Yep.
Right, they were like, it was like a movie. You could hear the record scratch. And I'm like,
did you say something or did you just leave?
Exactly, Thrill. I just left.
Oh, damn.
Now, granted, I was 21. I had to make some room in my stomach.
Oh, you had to go to the bathroom?
I had to puke.
You had to puke?
Yes.
Because you were sick from drinking?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
We're like slow dancing, and I'm like, it's going really good. Like, her head's on my head. I'm like, this is it. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get sick.
Mm-hmm.
So I figure I'll run outside real quick, get sick, come back in, brush my teeth. But that was like the one shot. Right.
Damn, man.
That door did not open again.
Damn it.
I know. Coach was like, get in there for one play. And I'm like, I can't find my helmet.
Yep, there's your moment.
Yeah, and I was screwed over. Anyhow,
right,
life
Thurman.
moves on. All right, we were talking. You got another semifinal game on tonight. And then actually, not a bad football weekend. I'm excited. You got a bunch of playoff games on. With that said, a couple of these games will be blowouts this weekend, a wild card weekend. I don't know which ones they're going to be, but I feel like there's
going to probably 2 of the 4.
We always come back from the playoffs saying one of 2 things. Those games, all of them, were so great this week, and they're like, they all sucked. One was okay. It always seems to go that way.
I mean,
it's either
like,
one or the other.
I'm just pulling for the Ravens one way or another. Before you ask, I don't care that it's the Steelers. When you're in the playoffs, win your effing game. That's it, period. I do think the Chargers, this is my guess, are going to blow out the Texans. I know you guys think the Texans look kind of good.
So Texans-Chargers, that's the first game tomorrow, 1:30 on CBS. Your Ravens and Steelers, that comes on. Remember, that one's going to be over on Amazon Prime.
Yep.
At 5 p.m.
That's on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Correct.
Uh-oh. Okay.
You got Amazon?
You got Prime?
I do. I guess I got to put it on my tablet.
Yeah, you do.
Do it, man.
Yeah.
If you got a smart TV, you can probably get it on there, too.
Okay. I'll check that.
You know what, Miles? I'll give you a recommendation, as I had to do this for football. You probably have it. You already signed up for it. You have Amazon. But just go to your smart TV and make sure, I would tell this a lot of people, make sure you have it up there and you're signed in.
Yeah.
All right.
Because trying to sign in on the TV just takes forever.
It'll be halftime.
All right, let's see. Sunday, get up at 10 a.m. You got the Bills hosting the Broncos. The Bills better win that game.
I think it'll be a better game than it quote-unquote should be, but I think the Bills.
I hope the Broncos win.
Oh, I do too.
Yes.
Then at 1:30, you got the Eagles hosting the Packers. My money says that'll be a good game. And then nightcap on Sunday evening, 5 p.m. NBC, you have the Buccaneers hosting the Washington Commanders. So those all seem like the ones that will probably be the closest.
And then you got the Monday night. You have the Vikings and the Rams down in Arizona.
Yeah.
There's one more. It seems like a lot of playoff football.
It really does.
You know,
But I like it.
More games, more teams, and everything else.
Yes, well, it's super wild. They took out the Super. Remember
They go
last
back
year
to
was
just
Super
wild-
Wild Card Weekend.
Now it's just Wild Weekend.
Now it's just Wild Card Weekend.
All right.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Hiring is a lonely business. Posting jobs, sifting through resumes, interviews with unqualified applicants, being ghosted. What if you could link with dozens of qualified candidates who are ready to work right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, the workforce you need. Problem solved. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Yeah, sure thing. Hey, you sold that car yet?
Yeah, sold it to Carvana.
Oh, I thought you were selling to that guy.
The guy who wanted to pay me in foreign currency, no interest, over 36 months? Yeah, no. Carvana gave me an offer in minutes, picked it up, and paid me on the spot. It was so convenient.
Just like that.
Yeah?
No hassle.
None.
That is super convenient. Sell your car to Carvana and swap hassle for convenience. Pickup fees may apply.
Is your team at work feeling a little disconnected? Maybe the workflow's not flowing? Try Confluence by Atlassian. Confluence is the connected workspace where teams can create, organize, and deliver work like never before. In Confluence, teams can whiteboard their vision for any project, easily create or access the relevant pages and resources they need, and discover important context they might not even know they need. Plus, AI helps teams jumpstart brainstorms, organize information, and connect workflows, so teams can move efficiently and create alignment with ease. In fact, with Confluence, teams can see 5.2% average boost in productivity in 1 year. So if your team lacks confidence, try Confluence, the connected workspace where teams can do it all. Set knowledge free with Confluence. Learn more at Atlassian.com/confluence. That's ATLASSIAN.com/CONFLUENCE.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. here's my cock.
And tonight's headlines are brought to you by the fine folks at Sports on What. Our top story, we go to Florida, where a local duo hatched the perfect plan. The two went into the local dollar store to carry out their dastardly deed, in which the man walked around the store and gathered everything that he could. Gain, Tide, Clorox products, racking up as much in merchandise as he could get. But while he was gathering cleaning supplies, his lady was making a mess. She distracted employees by going to a separate part of the store, dropped trowel, and left her own product all over the floor. As employees scrambled to usher her out and clean up the mess, the man made off with nearly $500 worth of product. Local authorities released photos of the two and asked anyone with information to come forward. However, unsightly, it worked.
Did she pee or poop?
Oh, no, that was number 2.
She did go number 2.
Yes, sir.
What I like is that he was stealing cleaning supplies.
I know. I thought the same thing. Like, doggone, he can't leave them one that they can clean things up with. All right. Good on you, guess, man.
What did they do with her, though?
I think they just ushered her out, and then by the time they figured out that the two were in cahoots,
they were gone.
She's gone.
All right.
So, yeah, you might want to press charges, but you're a dollar store, and she's, dropping trowel in your store. Like, all you want is her just to get out at this point.
Yeah, get out of the store.
Right.
Do you think they had it planned, or do you think she said, listen,
100%
I have no, but like I have a diversion, and he never followed up. Like, look, baby, just steal the stuff. I have a diversion of mine, guaranteed to work.
Or did he just tell her, like, all right, you caused a distraction? It's like, I got you. I know exactly.
It's timed out perfectly that I've got you.
Right. We had Taco Bell earlier today. I'm ready.
I got you, baby.
Oh, no. In other news, it's no surprise that it gets cold in Canada this time of year, but that's no excuse to drive dangerously. Local authorities posted a photo captioned, quote, "Just when you think you've seen it all," and features a Mercedes being driven by a resident with a windshield completely covered with snow, because we never see that happen.
What person in Canada does not have an ice scraper?
I think he had an ice scraper. I just don't think he cared.
Didn't feel like it.
Because the driver was hanging his head out of the window as he barrels down the road, Ace Ventura style.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ace Ventura style.
Scrape your windshield.
This, of course, is highly illegal.
Got any more of that gum, Ace?
Your gun is sticking into my hip.
Lieutenant Einhorn.
This, of course, is highly illegal and greatly discouraged by all authorities, who lament that it really takes no more than 10 minutes maximum to scrape your windshield. Guys, it's just not worth it.
And get it off your roof, too. Like, clean the car.
We haven't had a good snowfall yet around here, and I feel like we're gonna get it at some point. Yes, like Ted said, clean your doggone roof off.
And we're talking to you that live up north.
Yes.
Right? Because they come blowing down I-5, and you realize, like, I understand you live a little more north than a lot of us, but there's a foot of snow on top of your car, and it's blowing into my windshield.
Right, and Mike is right. I have nothing to back this up other than most of the country is covered in snow, freezing temperatures, with those horrible fires. We have a great 2 weeks. Bad weather will be here within a month.
Oh, yeah. February is when we chill right on down. And even if it's not just big chunks that are on your car, the just powder that's blowing off there, you're blinding everybody behind you.
Yeah.
You're creating a smoke screen of snow, only it's not smoke.
Somehow after it snowed, it's sunny outside.
Right.
That just seems to be the thing.
It's great, though. Those are great days. But while some battle the snow, others use it to make rude figures. Local media in England recently did a piece stemming from an outraged local. We covered this earlier today. He was on a walk with his grandson when the two of them noticed a rather impressive snowman. As they got closer, they realized just how much more impressive it was than they previously thought. Not only was it over 7 feet tall, but also sported a little more anatomy than your usual carrot nose and eyes made out of coal. The bottom tier of the snowman was clearly unclothed, as Frosty was bearing it all for passersby to see.
Unclothed.
Yes. Outraged, the senior told all that he could find just how offended he was by the exposed snowman. It was rather detailed, too.
You think they just put an eggplant on there?
Right. Just give him another piece of vegetation, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's understood.
Wouldn't you just use a carrot for both?
Well, no, because then your nose isn't made out of Miles is, but yours isn't.
Okay.
Got strays on a positive Friday. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Miles.
I know you're not wrong.
And I mean, I found it funny. Like, and the comments were kind of saying, "Look, dude, if you don't like it, just knock the thing off. It's snow. It's gonna melt anyway. You can,
yeah.
It's believable the thing just fell off. Like we don't need to be doing all this. What are we doing?
He's like, I took pictures to show other people. Yeah, that's why you took pictures.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Right, just knock it off.
Right. I don't want to touch it.
It's not real. It's snow.
But if the snowman screams, turns out.
Right.
Oh, my God, I'm sorry.
But just in case.
Olaf.
You were supposed to take his hat off first.
At least introduce yourself.
But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
Thankfully, there's good news.
we go to Ohio where an investment yielded a return without much effort. A man purchased a local property for the outrageous price of a simple $1,000. He purchased it for $1,000.
Okay.
The building was run down and needed to be demolished, but the newer owner intended to put up a new heritage museum as a potential business venture, right? He's going to make his money on this thing. But as he inspected the house, he went to the basement to find a few coal-blackened $100 bills underneath the wood fire stove.
Okay.
Yeah, baby. A little more digging found quite a few more. He found envelopes and a surplus of C-notes that totaled up to a staunch $10,000 in cash.
Why did he tell people?
Mulling over the proper thing to do with the
wait,
money.
there's more.
He eventually contacted the son of the previous owners.
Oh, my God.
And informed him that he wanted to split the money with him, as he was the only as it was the only solution that truly felt right. A gentleman's agreement was drawn up and signed between the two of them, and now they're just both a little bit richer.
That does not feel right.
I mean,
would you found you and the wife just bought a house. Yeah. You find $10,000, right? You go, man, babe, let's call the previous owner and
just drop this bag of money. Let's find out whose this is.
Okay, but on that same token, if you've moved out of a place and you're like, doggone it, we left $10,000 cash under that wood stove. Like, aren't you really glad if somebody comes back to you?
But I've lost my $10,000 because I say there is no way in hell, if they find it, that they're going to let us know that
it was under a concrete slab in his basement.
It was.
Then he wouldn't know.
That you can't. How are you going to get that out even if you know it's there? You're going to dig in a jackhammer and destroy your home.
Because he was going to tear it down to do his heritage museum.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right.
Exactly.
Still,
son was probably
but
like,
at that
wait,
same
what?
token, man, now you can feel good that there's a little bit more good in the world. This guy helped you out.
You know, you're right, Mike.
Thank you.
The guy's doing the God's work.
He's
What
doing
would you have
God's
done,
work
Ted?
right there.
I would have kept all 10 G's.
Exactly.
Thankfully, there's good news.
We're good for that guy.
Criminy. World of sports, we got the Cotton Bowl on ESPN channels, college hoops on CBS Sports and Fox, pro basketball on NBA Network, and hockey on NHL tonight. As far as tomorrow, as Ted mentioned, we got college basketball across several channels. This is what I'd recommend my friends at Sports on What. They'll tell you exactly where they're at.
Nice.
Kraken hockey at 1 p.m. on Kong against the Sabres, and 2 NFL playoff games tomorrow. You got Chargers and Texans on CBS at 1:30, and then the Steelers-Ravens on Amazon Prime at 5 o'clock.
Woot.
As far as Sunday, you got college hoops on Big Ten, ESPN, and Fox. Kraken hockey at noon again on Kong against the Red Wings this time. And then the rest of the NFL playoff games as far as this weekend goes, you got CBS at 10, Fox at 1:30, and NBC at 5. You got football, you got all kinds of sports all weekend long, gang. As far as your weather, we are in for a little bit of a weather reprieve, guys. Did you enjoy that sunshine today?
Yes.
You're going to get a little bit more of it. The clouds are moving out tonight, and we can expect varying cloudy skies and temperatures going from highs in the mid-40s during the day to lows in the mid to low 30s at night all weekend long. It's getting cold at night, and it's going to get even worse. We're looking at freezing temperatures at night this time next week. So
cool. Those freaks are going to freeze.
Bundle up, y'all. And that is it for your headlines. With that, have a great weekend. Mike Hawk is out.
there you go. Grab a 6-pack of our brand new Men's Room 20th Anniversary Lager if you find it in your favorite QFC and Fred Meyer locations. We'll talk to you again on Monday.
Yes, indeed, it's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake,
stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
This podcast is brought to you by Kleenex Lotion Tissues. You can't predict sick days, but with Kleenex Lotion Tissues, you can be better prepared for them while helping keep your skin healthy. Whether it's a surprise sneeze or a stuffy nose, it's always good to have something gentle on hand. Kleenex Lotion Tissues moisturize to help prevent skin irritation while you're battling those unwanted cold and flu symptoms. It's extra care when you need it most. I mean, why not have one less thing to worry about when you're not feeling your best? For whatever happens next, grab Kleenex.
Look, we're all human. We push-pull doors, we blow on ice cream to cool it down, and sometimes we forget to check our blind spots. That's why the 2025 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid offers class-leading advanced safety features. Like an available blind spot view monitor, which shows you a live video feed of your blind spots. Because the Tucson Hybrid is made for humans who are just that, human. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for details.
Auto insurance rates are on the rise, which is why you should call Vern Fonk Insurance. Vern Fonk could save you up to 20% on your auto insurance. The pros at Vern Fonk will do all the work, comparing different plans to find you the best options. And they can insure you over the phone. One call to Vern Fonk could save you up to 20%. Call 206-408-5094. 206-408-5094.
Remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fonk.
Restrictions apply based on a Q3 2023 study of Vern Fonk insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number 1070622.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience. Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.